Yeah, let me know if we look okay and sound okay, because you got buckle up. This is one of the longest streams. Only Michael Huber doing a full playthrough can possibly rival the intensity and the duration. Is a marathon of talking and watching and rating. It's interesting the level of criticism that will come from the selected ally on the desk.
Okay.
Because a bossman, very critical.
Very.
You got to please him with your creativity.
I'm easily pleased.
With you and Ben, it's more of a joyful, review of all of the stuff that people have given us for our monthly community showcase. For all of you just tuning in right now on twitch.tv or watching this archive later on YouTube via Easy Allies, this is our community showcase. This is a $10 or above tier on patreon.com/easyallies. At the end of the month, I put up a post. That post is not public. I should do that actually before we get going. But that post... you can submit comments, you can submit video, you can submit music, screenshots, which I love. We got some updates from Star Citizen to look at.
Dude.
A lot of you know what's great?
Oh, I saw they added a planet, dude. I saw
screenshots. I think I like Star Citizen more than anything, because your mind races of how do you get there? What led up to this point where this person's standing in front of this thing or flying a ship? Photographs, anything that give us a slice of life of what it is like to be you creatively or just to live your life. And then we go through all of them in order. We're going to do a lot of comments first. So even though we're teasing the photos and the songs, there's a lot of great videos to watch coming up in the showcase. We're going to be talking a lot. I'm going to be talking a lot. You're going to have to do talking.
Okay.
You're going to be recording stuff specifically for a project you might not even know exists.
Whoa.
So
Umbrella.
So yeah, buckle up for that.
Umbrella Corporation.
But if you would like to be a part of this, you can go to patreon.com/easyallies. You can go look for, which will now be public in 2 seconds when I go make it public, the community showcase submissions for the month of January. And if you would like to be a part of this, sometime during the month of January, just become a $10 or above sponsor of Easy Allies on Patreon, a patron as we like to call them. And then at the end of January, about a week before the month is out, I will put up a post for the February submissions. And then you can drop in there and let us know what's going on in your life. A lot of people, I feel like I haven't skipped a beat when I see them at meetups. We haven't had a meetup in a really long time.
Yeah,
so I need these Eric Jackson, Cisco Garcia, Master Pants, Jason Sackle, Bearded Scotsman, Zephyr Moon updates via comments.
Excellent.
So yeah, let's get through this. Huber, tell them about your Christmas vacation while I go make this public.
Christmas vacation. It was good. Played some games, mostly hung out with my family. Went up to San Francisco a few times to hang with my brother. Yeah, that's really about it. Played a lot of Dragon Quest.
Nice.
That was definitely what I played the most over the break. I'm 53 hours in. And I don't really want to get into spoilers, but yeah, that's where I am in that beautiful game. The music could be better. Saw that on the PC version, there's a mod that changes the music. Should have played on PC. Really? Yeah, should have played on PC. But it's not a deal breaker for me. What else did I do?
Guys, played most of Dragon Quest XI muted. Just be
muted?
Just, that was a podcast game for sure.
That's harsh. What else did I saw? Aquaman. Just a really good time at the movie theater. Feel the kill in Aquaman. What? Yeah, feel the kills.
The oceanic kills?
Yes.
Go deep. All right. Unfortunately, no Aquaman. Nobody. All these pages. I got 33 pages, I think. 31 pages. No Aquaman. To be talked about.
Next time.
Also, and one thing that's really interesting, and I wonder if people save these because they know who's going to be on. Hubert, there's some things spoken here you're not going to like.
Okay.
There's some comments here that are hot, that are spicy, that are going to burn your fingers.
Like Evil Within is bad or something.
Oh, it gets worse than that.
God.
But you just got to prepare. But it's fine. That's what we're here for.
Okay.
We're here to share in the community.
Yeah.
It's not about us.
Live how you want to live.
This is about the community. For January 2019. Thanks so much for watching and for showing up, everybody. Let's get into it. Eric Jackson kicking us off with comments. Happy New Year, Brandon and Huber. I hope you guys are both enjoying a much-needed vacation this holiday. Last month, I reported that my father was in the hospital. And for this month, I wanted to make my comment about him, rather than showcase any art or juggling video. Some intense juggling from Brian in the past. Brian Jackson. was born in 1958 in Marianna, Arkansas. He lost his father at the age of 13 and his mother less than 10 years later. He didn't finish school, instead focusing on a career as a contractor, eventually moving to Florida. He eventually met a woman named Diana, and they married in 1979, the year I was born, going on to have 3 sons. In 1994, now living in Northwest Arkansas, Brian, while working on a construction job, fell off a 2-story building, landing on his legs, shattering both around the ankle and lower leg. He remained largely bedridden for the next year until finally being able to walk again without assistance, but always with some pain and discomfort. For the next 24 years, he continued to be a diligent father and exceptionally hard worker, despite his handicap, and rarely ever complaining about the life he could have had. In late November, he complained about not feeling well, deciding to go on an all-fruit diet, which only helped to exacerbate the diabetes he didn't realize he was suffering from. He was admitted to the hospital with a blood sugar level of 1600. Though the doctors and nurses did restore him to normal levels, the damage was already done, and circulation all but ceased in his legs. The doctors tried to save him, but ultimately it was decided that the only chance they had in saving his life was the amputation of both his legs. Thankfully, the surgery was a success, and after a couple more weeks, he was allowed to come home. It's been an adjustment to life with him here, but despite his new situation, he's remarkably jolly and hopeful. More than anything, I want to celebrate the resilience of my father and mother, who 2 years ago suffered a nearly fatal heart attack. The strength they have shown, not only in overcoming such stress and strain on the body and mind, but in their unwavering ability to come back stronger, more full of love and compassion, and maintain a level of happiness not seen in a couple about to celebrate 40 years together. Lastly, I will say that we have started a GoFundMe campaign that may help to enable my father to walk again, but whose principal goal is to outfit the home he's known for the past 26 years to be more accommodating for a person in a wheelchair. The GoFundMe is called Help Brian Walk Again, and I'll also link to it in this comment. And again, this Patreon is public now, patreon.com/easyallies, community showcase submissions for January. You can see this post from Eric Jackson, or you can just go to GoFundMe and look up Help Brian Walk Again. Donations from wonderfully generous people are graciously accepted, but the biggest ask I can issue to anyone is the power of sharing and getting as many eyeballs onto our situation that may help us achieve our goals of eventual normalcy. With all the love and respect I have, Eric Jackson.
Love and respect, Eric Jackson.
I got nervous when I first saw this because I remember Eric saying that, and he's like, I want to talk about my father. And I was like, oh no. And he's like, he's still around. We just need this for the GoFundMe. And you're like, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Life.
And it sounds like, they definitely have a positive attitude.
Yeah.
And, it's, starting off
Crazy.
the showcase with a heavily emotional comment.
Definitely.
But really nice that you can tell a story about someone else. Definitely a life. I can't imagine. Have you ever been on a construction site?
My grandma fell off a ladder and permanently screwed her ankle up for her whole life. She was young. She was in her 30s and never healed right. Still messed up.
Ladders are those situations. There's not often, you never know what's going to happen in life, but you get up on a ladder and you go okay, I got to remember. That's my father-in-law was working the table saw, and Amanda was going out of town or just leaving to go shopping with her mom, and right before she left, she's like, "Can you?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Okay. You say table saw, and I don't know where that's going.
Be careful. Eric, thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Yes.
And I invite all of you to check that out. And a lot of things when it comes to crowdfunding ourselves, other initiatives, obviously charities. It's always good to get exposure on these things, even if you can't, invest. Carl Williams. Hi, Brandon and Huber. Pokemon Anime Thoughts Part 4. Let's do it. Could not have two possibly different comments.
Anime?
Oh, yeah.
There's another one coming out?
No, this is just the Pokemon anime that exists.
Okay. Yes.
Going through
Part
it,
4.
giving us the hot takes.
Okay, because I know they were remaking the first movie in CG or something now.
Whoa.
You hear about that?
You haven't watched it. I haven't watched it.
No.
Here we go. Number 1, here are some takes on the latter movies. Movie 9, Manaphy. How nice of May to take a break from stinking up the joint to be a pretty decent Pokemon to Manaphy. Sorry, Phantom, but using 2 belts for long-ass beards is not a desirable fashion trend. Please, God, let this be the only time we see Ash flying around like a goddamn Super Saiyan. Movie 10, Dialga versus Palkia. Kind of boring. Movie 11, Giratina. Twitch was better off letting the entire movie play in reverse. Also, Shaman is an asshole. Gratitude Pokemon, my ass. The no context is
I know.
really the way to do this.
Yes.
I feel bad for people that understand what I'm talking about.
All I knew was Ash. That's it.
Because not having the takes is really good. No focus on it. Movie 12, Arceus. Arceus is the so-called god of Pokemon, and it has a voice like that. Sure, Jan. Movie 13, Zoroark. Now this movie was worth watching. Actual fake news and some corporate CEO douchebag trying to choke the life out of a Celebi? What more could you ask for? Movie 14.
Dude.
Zekrom Reshiram. This black-white doubleheader was neat to watch, each with a few different scenarios depending on the title version.
Kyle says that the black-white story is the best.
It's really good.
Yeah.
The game and the movie are both?
The games.
Okay.
He loves that story.
I do think Zekrom is cooler than Reshiram, but I'll take truth over ideals. And fuck Fatini. This so-called victory Pokemon can literally help you cheat to win. Thank goodness Ash didn't bring it along with him, or he'd win all the league championships easily. Woo! Number 2, it was nice of Twitch to showcase Pokemon Chronicles, which is a very short series. It feels good having little to no Ash in the series as it focuses on other characters like Gold Ethan and Crystal, who tries to save Raikou from competent Team Rocket grunts. Brock, who is without question the last person that should be giving their little bro advice on girls, Team Rocket, their first team up, and even Misty, who continues to traumatize poor Psyduck by teaching it to swim. Sadly, it also means we see more Tracy. Nobody wants to see more of you, Tracy. Other positive highlights. Bunch of Team Rocket continuously losing its shit every time someone doesn't say his actual name. Sorry, Botch, but I think Bill suits you just fine. Or perhaps Biff. If I had one minor nitpick for the series, and it is minor in the grand scheme of things, why the hell did James not get a chance to say the title card of an episode? He would have been the perfect choice to say the title card for the episode where Team Rocket are mistaken for superheroes, but instead, they get Meowth to do it. They even had Richie, the kid who beat Ash in the Pokemon Indigo League, say the title card for not one episode, but 2. 2!
Share the love. Share the wealth there.
Man, it really sucks to see James get the short end of the stick. I wish I could say things would get better for James, but the dub switch screwed that up and James sounds horrendous. But my current dub thoughts, will be for a future comment. Not sure if Twitch will resume the marathon with the Sinnoh region by the end of January, but for the time being, it feels nice to finally have a break from talking about the show. When they complete the Sinnoh season, I shall return later. There we go.
I really liked chat's response.
Emotions are high in this community showcase so far.
Yeah.
That was written by Carl Williams. Not the first time Carl has had some choice comments about Pokemon. I love it. F-bombs in the showcase are rare. I love that it takes Pokemon to get us there. Cisco
Definitely.
Ace Jackson Garcia. So for the New Year's, rather than showcasing any bit of writing talent I may or may not have, I thought it better to showcase my resolve.
Oh.
I have dealt with an anxiety disorder since high school when I truly started to understand it. Understanding anxiety in high school, way before I understood it.
Yeah.
Through therapy, I found out that I had it since childhood, actually. I also deal with bouts of depression and isolation coupled with a short fuse, and one of my docs told me I showed signs of cyclothalmia, a mild form of bipolar disorder where rather than rapid transitions, it comes in waves and to less extremes. But above all my issues is my severe anxiety and panic attacks. I feel it constantly. In the muscles in my upper back, a constant tension that I cannot get rid of. Nausea coming from eating and self-loathing, insomnia. I have numerous tics from cracking knuckles to scratching my scalp till I'm pulling out hair. I did therapy when I was in high school. I also took pills, but I've never been happier or more resolved in my life than I am now, and that's what I want to share today. I'm going to visit my girlfriend in the Philippines again in February. Finish my AA by June. Not sure what the AA is. And
School, college?
Probably. And apply for spring transfer as a senior to a 4-year before the end of the year. Not only that, but I want to write more, flesh out the ideas I've had for years. I also want to handle my anxiety better by practicing coping mechanisms that don't involve punching things until my knuckles bleed or punching myself. Don't do that. I've been better in places emotionally, but better places in life never. Which brings me to my most important resolution for the year. My end goal of schooling currently is to teach. I've enjoyed it since I tutored others as a child into tutoring courses in the middle school to TAing in high school. I have a lot of life experiences that I know will help kids who've gone through similar things. I've dealt with anxiety, depression, eating disorders, suicidal thoughts, bullying, academic probation, losing a house in the housing crash. Mom had cancer and nearly died too many times to count, and for the last 5 years, I've been losing close family members every year. What it comes down to is I want to share with my people struggles and hopes. Share my passions to let them know that every day counts. I want to try to start posting text documents with my thoughts and or videos where I talk about myself and things you can do to help yourself and share my processes of escapism into my 2 major passions, video games and anime. So the goal is to start something relating to that before the end of the year. I even have a name for it. Ace-capism. Escapism. Ace, A-C-E, in caps, capism.
Nice.
So here's to a fruitful 2019. I look forward to it. Love and respect, Cisco. P.S. Thanks for everything, Easy Allies. You saved me and inspired me more than you'll ever understand. P.P.S. Huber Persona 5R will make it right, Goaty.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers
Make
to
it right.
Cisco. That's great.
Redemption. Persona 5, Redemption, Goaty.
And what I love too is like,
Love you, Cisco.
one of the things about this showcase is like if something something's bugging you and you're like, I don't have a solution for this, so just kind of going through this right now. Bring it. Like that.
Yeah.
I love that, and I love.
We'll get through it together.
Well, you hear that. It was crazy for me, like in my 20s, to like meet up with old people from high school. I'm like, what are you doing now? They're like, I teach at the high school. I'm like, what?
Nice.
Just imagining, like, if I was like, wow, just 8 years ago, if I had you now, is it like, crazy? Like as a teacher, just kind of think when people started having kids, just like you're a parent, that's nuts. But it's nice to hear when people are like, I had that positive reaction from it. It really was a teacher, it was a counselor, it was someone that I met through school or whether through like theater, sports, or something that like I could actually finally talk to and get through stuff. Once you have that positive impact, it's like it feels so good to do it to other people.
Definitely. I had a couple professors that just like guided me along. I'll never forget.
It makes a huge difference.
Yep.
I remember I had an algebra teacher my freshman year in high school. Now I could tell, and me and my friends could tell, just didn't like teaching, didn't like us, and
I also had an algebra teacher
like day,
that didn't
day
like anyone.
one, we were like, no, lady, and we made her job hard. I feel bad. Master Pants, may I share with you a retelling of my reactions to the E3 2005 announcements of Final Fantasy VII Remake and Shenmue 3?
2005.
15.
15.
Did I say 5?
15.
15.
Happy Shenmue Day.
May Master Pants do this?
Yes, please.
You will accept that?
I will accept.
The hype around Shenmue 3?
Yes.
You're prepared? I'm normally not a very big reactionary person. Outside of a metal concert or mosh pits, I've never really had any reactions like this. Going in, I had not heard any of the rumors. Just watching the official stream on my bedroom TV by myself. Sorry, I was not a follower of game trailers at the time. Okay, the World of Final Fantasy trailer finished up, and I was unsure what to think about it at the time. Next trailer starts, and I'm instantly getting some Vita game vibes. The VO guy doing a movie trailer voice is really throwing me off. I see the cat slide, and I'm thinking to myself, hey, they stole that from Final Fantasy VII. They show more of the city, and I start frowning, saying out loud, wait a minute. The VO guy says, the reunion at hand, and my eyes open up wide. Then the opening theme song starts playing, and I jump out of my chair. Barrett's gun arm is shown, and I start jumping for joy all the way through the end of the trailer. Next was some recovery time with the Devolver Digital Showcase. They showed some pretty cool games, but I think many people might not have been giving their full attention at the time. After that, they start talking about Kickstarter, yada, yada, yada. From the very first music note and Cherry Blossom, I jump up and start saying out loud, no, 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 no. When the Shenmue 3 logo flashes on screen, it prompts me to start what could best be described as a combo attack. I start punching in the air over and over, then turn a grab under the mattress of my bed. Then I flip it up into the air like a flapjack, and it lands completely upside down, blanket, pillow, and all. My cat, sitting in the window, gives me a serious look of concern. This makes me laugh, and I continue watching with a big smile. Yu Suzuki says, the fate of Shenmue is in your hands now. And I get a bit misty-eyed by the end. Don't ask me why I did these things. They just happen on their own.
Yes.
I love the beginning where it's like, I don't normally do this, okay? It's like we all had our first time. That's great.
So good.
Zephyr Moon. Happy New Year, Jones, and Huber Zephyr Moon here. My apologies, I don't have much of art to share, mainly because of how busy I was during the month. I love the guilt, the artist guilt, where people give us art every single month, and then like a month they don't, which is completely understandable. But they show up like, I don't even deserve to be here. I'm sorry. I don't have much art to share, mainly because of how busy I was during the month, and it has nothing to do with my newly acquired PS4 Pro. No, nothing at all. Maybe a little. But I will say, for those that haven't done it yet, please go check out Young Justice. Season 3 is coming out on Friday, and having been unceremoniously canceled 6 years ago and leaving off on one hell of a cliffhanger. To summarize, the series is about the former sidekicks of the Justice League as they form a team and do covert operations. Some of them are still sidekicks, I guess. But also, if it helps, one of the showrunners is none other than Greg Weisman, aka the creator of Disney's Gargoyles. Please go check it out. You won't regret it. Here's to an awesome 2019, and I can't wait to see how much the studio will grow and change over time. Much love and respect, Zephyr Moon.
So it was brought up during my stream, Young Justice. I missed the boat. Is it part of the animated series Justice League continuity, or is it its own thing?
No, I think Bruce Green something. He's done Batman a bunch of times. I think he does Batman he does the voice of Batman, but I don't know if that's the same Batman. It might be connected to like some of the animated features.
Got
like
it.
The one that Death of Superman that Amanda's in. That's a different
Got it.
different timeline, different Batman.
Got it.
But I have not seen season 2. It is excellent.
Okay,
season 1 is.
I'm on this.
It doesn't fail. There's
Okay.
not a dull moment.
Perfect.
One of
I'm in.
honestly some of my favorite Batman Superman moments.
Dude, let's go.
Because it's mostly about Young Justice.
Yeah.
But it's like Superman dealing with Superboy and like
Sick.
trying to like, yeah, you got a clone. There's no big deal. And Superman's all freaking out about it. It's really good. Beard Scott's mid-86. Hey, Brandon and Huber. At the start of the month, I was in a really good mood to play open world New York City. I wanted to run up buildings, glide through the air, fighting bad guys as I went. I'm, of course, referring to Prototype.
Yeah, Prototype hype.
I am the biggest Prototype amongst the allies, and there's no question. No question.
1 and 2.
Of course,
Amazing.
I picked up Prototype Biohazard Bundle on PS4, both Prototype 1 and 2. Oh, I didn't see that.
Dude. Yeah, it was a while ago. I should have.
You know what?
said
Beard Scotsman, I'm sorry. I want to bring up something really quick before we get into the Prototype hype. You know what reminded me of Prototype was Assassins, because there's so many times in Odyssey where they're like, this guy right here on the map, go get that guy. And you're like, it's like, oh, there's a cultist, or there's a mercenary chasing you, or the people have the bounties. Like, that guy's got a bounty on you. So I'll target someone that's like 800 yards away, and it's just like, I'm coming. I'm coming. You know, like, you're just shoving people out of the way, shoving kids and cows, and just like, ugh. And that was so crazy in both Prototype games, because you literally have to like consume people to learn, like to gain access to their memories. And so it was like even crazier than Odyssey, because I'm literally like flying towards the air at this person that's just like checking their phone, drinking some coffee, and like here comes the angel of death, just Jerome, like later. So good. Prototype's so good. I was that nerd that when everyone was talking about Infamous, because I've never played any of the Infamous games. I was a Prototype guy.
Both great.
I played Dragon Age instead of Mass Effect. I did it all wrong. And I had a blast going through the game again. I took part in another trophy challenge this month. It was 12 Days of Christmas Challenge, in which each day for the first 12 days, trophy challenges, you'd love this.
I love this.
In which each day for the first 12 days released a new challenge. The first day, I had to get 1 trophy in an RPG. Second day was to get 2 DLC trophies, etc. for each day. I had the full month to get the full 78 trophies unlocked. This led me to get the Platinum and Wolfenstein, the Old Blood. Everybody's gone to the Rapture, and Knack. I also finished off the final DLC for Hitman and played a few other games. I celebrated my 32nd birthday, congratulations, and was given 2 games. 2 new games, Lego Marvel's Avengers and the first one. Avengers is really good. Never mind. The Marvel is the
game is a brick.
The best, but yeah, Marvel's Avengers is they're all huge. And South Park: The Fractured But Whole. So far, I've played a bit of the Lego game with my 5-year-old son. He's had a blast smashing around as the Hulk. In the sales going off the excellent Don't Skip from Ben, I purchased Castlevania Requiem and played through Rondo of Blood to get 100% completion. This is my first proper attempt at a Castlevania game. Before this, I had only tried Castlevania 2 on the NES Classic, and that didn't last long. Really enjoyed it, especially when I picked up Maria and switched since she is faster. I'm looking forward to trying Symphony of the Night. For Christmas, my son got Smash Brothers Ultimate and also Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. I played that a ton over the break. He is loving both of them. Hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year. Love and respect, Bearded Scotsman 86.
Nice.
I had to get the push ability in Pokemon.
Yeah.
And they like changed where those happen now, or like it's a weird order because you just give it all to Pikachu now.
Randomizer.
Now they have to be like, no, you have to have a fighting type to learn this thing, and now they're like, I'll just teach it all to Pikachu.
Got it.
And I couldn't remember where to go, and I was like, I went into an old man's house, and I was like, I hate to look it up, but like, I'll look it up. Let me just finish the conversation with this guy, and then I'll look up where to get it. And he's like, there you go. And I'm like, oh, thanks.
Perfect.
That worked out.
Perfect.
Thanks, old man. But you know what I played? I finally booted up the Oculus and played the Marvel game, the Powers United.
Where you can like be Hulk and stuff? Dude, how is it?
I don't know if I had it I was playing other games on Oculus and the calibration was totally fine. And then I got into that and I'm like throwing the shield and it's like, I'm like, what the heck? Like the only way I could get Cap's shield to go in one direction was just like that. And so I played the tutorial and I can only be Black Widow or Cap. And I don't know if I have to unlock them or if that was just the tutorial that I can only be them.
Yeah.
But there's like one part, because I thought about this because you brought up Hulk. There's one part where Hulk just comes crashing in and he's like throwing stuff around me. And I was like, you know what? I don't need to play this, honestly. Like, just this. That'd be
watch
so
Hulk.
great. Like, imagine if there was like something that was you in New York during Avengers.
Dude, yes.
And you could just watch, and they would actually play out in real time. So you could pick, like, I actually want to go to Central Park and watch it there. And you could, like, see from a distance, like, everything
Jones,
flying around.
dude, that'd be amazing.
That'd be cool. Yeah, so the playing was okay, but just the Hulk like throwing stuff around, jumping around me was good times. Nice. Beetle horn. I just need Huber to say. Around the bottom there. Don't get too close to the mic and don't yell.
I don't know if I can say this.
I mean,
I must not tell lies, Professor.
But you're reading. You can see the piece of paper on screen. It's
Quote.
insinuated. They've gotten me to say
Because I haven't
things.
finished this game yet, so I can't say. I don't like to make those statements.
Just say it.
I, Michael Huber, strongly declare that Dragon Quest XI is the game of the year, the game of the decade, and far superior to Red Dead Redemption 2.
All right, moving on.
I'm open to the possibility, but I gotta finish first before I make those statements. Also,
For the rest of my life, I hope every game I play is better than Red Dead. Not that I don't like Red Dead, but
Yeah.
it's like, if you can do better than this,
raise the bar.
bring it.
I also, I'm 50 hours in, but I still like Dragon Quest 8 more than 11 so far.
Oh, okay.
Still, yeah. But we'll see.
Megan Leinart. Megan Leinart's killing me, by the way. Killing me. Because Leinart was on the, was out ahead of me, clearly cares about Dreams more than I do, and was on that Dreams newsletter. So it's currently in the beta right now.
Get wrecked, Jones.
Can't talk about it, and if I get into the beta this month, can't talk about it either. But that's, is that today? Or is that tomorrow? I think that's tomorrow. Is today the 3rd or the 4th?
Today is the 3rd.
Okay. I think it's the 3rd. Okay, yeah. Tomorrow, we can sign up for the beta. And then we
Nice.
find out, starting on the 8th, whether we get in. So Megan Leinart's like tweeting, like, it's so much fun. I'm like, shut up. Hello, Jones and Huber. How was your holiday? It is now January, and that means, at least for me, my annual Hannibal the TV show rewatch, which I need to do for the first. Never seen it. I have friends on that show. I've never seen it. This is my favorite show ever made, and such an underrated gem that everyone needs to watch. So for this entry, I'm just going to talk about why I love the show and why I think it's worth your time.
Excellent.
Starting with the acting. The stars of the show, Hugh Dancy, who plays Will Graham, and Mads Mikkelsen, who plays Hannibal, as well as the rest of the cast, are all brilliant. They have such undeniable chemistry with one another that really elevates the show to greatness. Dancy is such a layered character, and he handles it with such emotion and care, he just shines on screen. While Mads brings such a poise and calculated performance filled with grace, unease, and unpredictability. He really makes the role his own, and his performance makes his Hannibal one of the best versions of the character. Next, I have to mention the cinematography. The show looks like nothing I've ever seen on network TV. The imagery is as haunting as it is beautiful. At one moment, it'll show horrific deaths from women mounted on antlers, to a human cello where the strings are made out of a person's vocal cords. But we'll also show you stunning cooking scenes of body parts being prepared for Hannibal to feast on. It's shot in a way that makes it look appetizing from a distance and makes you feel gross. It's surreal, beautiful, and horrific. Lastly, just want to talk about the writing. Hannibal and Will are expertly written in such a way that has never really been seen in past iterations. They have such a complex and layered relationship. It's a slow and deliberate build that keeps you on the edge the entire time. Their chemistry and the way they talk to one another keeps your eyes glued to the screen. It's not just them either. All of the dialogue in the show is so smart, it just grabs your attention. The way the characters interact, how they convey emotion and subtlety all at once. This is a show that starts great and only gets better. It asks you to pay attention and to listen to what the characters are saying at all times. I love that. Out of every sentence I've heard here,
Yep.
I feel this show never got the attention it should have gotten. So whenever I get the chance to tell everyone I can't, whenever I get the chance, I try to tell everyone I can to try it. If I can just get one person to watch it, I feel like I've succeeded. That's about it. Next month, I'll have some more gaming screenshots. Until then, here's to another amazing year for you guys. It's going to be exciting. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye, Megan.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 show.
Preaching the choir here, I think.
Yep.
Liquid Ender. Greetings from Madrid, allies. Happy New Year and Happy New Studio. I will get to the point right away. January is upon us, and with that, Resident Evil 2 draws
think
near.
about it. I can't think about it.
Having both of you here today, I would like to know what your playthrough of RE2 in Easy Living. I would like you to know that your playthrough of RE2 in Easy Living was one of the coziest experiences I have ever watched. So thank you for that. You know, it's funny. I immediately went to 3, and I was like, that was Damian. I'm like, oh no, of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that was a night. So thank you for that. For the matter, I have a few queries regarding the remake of RE2. First of all, is Huber getting enough sleep with that title looming on the horizon?
No.
Will we get a full playthrough with Kyle suffering in his hoodie?
Yes.
We did talk about that at our meeting this month. What do you think Jones of the marketing campaign Capcom's doing? I'm not the guy to ask, unfortunately, for this one. I'll maybe check him out after it comes out. But
Okay.
I'm not going to watch none of that.
Good.
I'm even those initial screenshots. I was like, whoa!
Yeah.
Like I was surprised they showed Birkin like right away.
Yeah.
I was like, oh whoa!
Totally.
I
I
think we're gonna see that
think
till later.
they've done a good job at showing a good amount. If you've been following everything religiously, it might be a little too much. But I think what they've shown, if you're just casually kind of glancing at what they've released and what's coming, I think they've done a great job.
Yeah, the only thing I've really focused on was the reveal, and then every now and then you'll just be like, oh, screenshot. Are they showing too much of the game? I think so. Is this a good strategy when a lot of the impact and scares and atmosphere might go away? No, because one thing I like about it is, even though you can kind of pick apart scenes, I mean, one of my major takeaways from the time I played at E3 was that, like, immediately I was like, and then I go through this door, and the game's like, go that way. I'm like, oh. Like, I got lost right away.
Yeah.
And so I think it's, even though they're showing us some scenes we're familiar with, once you get 2 hours into that game, you're going to be like,
Once
I don't
Mr.
know what's
X
going on.
is walking towards you, you will be terrified.
Finally, a bit of a nitpick from what I've seen, hoping Huber can clear it up because of the demo he has played recently. Regarding the interface while aiming, is it a la RE4 with the laser reticle, or is it a more invasive interface with crosshairs like any other third-person shooter, etc.?
I think it was crosshairs. It was a crosshair.
But you don't remember it being like...
No, there was no
invasive or messy?
No, it was very, very clean.
I say this because I don't know why the latter seems to break some part of the immersion of RE for me, but I've seen both in the preview videos. Thank you for your time, guys. Love and respect. Yeah, another thing that was jarring is, like, I would walk even into like a small room, smaller than this garage, and you'd have the flashlight, and it's like, it reminds me of when I used to play like really old horror shooters with crappy frame rates, where it's not like shooters now where you can walk into a hallway and be like, look. It's like, I was like, click, 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 click. Click, hope nothing's there, and then like something was already like attacking me.
Yeah.
And so like I kind of get a little bit of that vibe in this, where like you walk into a room and I'm gonna shine the flashlight on this, and like even though I can pick up that space in my periphery, it's pitch black. I have no idea what's over there.
Yeah.
So there was just a lot of like, taking in the environment. So like I could see, just looking at a screenshot, you'd be like, it's really busy, but like you will like, that is an invasive, creepy game. Don't worry about it. Like the HUD did not get in the way for me.
No.
Alexander Zirianov. Get ready. Hello, allies. In this post, I'll rank my top 10 games of 2018. But two things first. God of War is not on my list because it's my most disappointing game of 2018. Not because it's bad, but because I didn't care about any characters. And I forgot the plot the moment I stopped playing.
Whoa.
Brutal. I can enjoy games just for the gameplay, but after such reviews, I was expecting another Last of Us. 2, I haven't played Red Dead Redemption 2 yet. I don't want to repeat my God of War mistake, so I'm waiting until all the hype dies out to give it a fair chance to impress me. Alexander, I hope you go back to God of War.
Jeez.
I hope you go back. But there you go. Woo! Here comes the cold water.
Hot
I love
takes.
it. All
Hot
right.
takes.
All right. And here are my goaties.
Okay.
Number 10, Far Cry 5. Stealth with a bow is super fun. I'm right there with you. I'm right there.
Wait, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
If
Yeah.
we're doing hot takes.
Oh, no. Dude,
No.
get ready for 10 games.
I'm
Alexander
stopping
likes
you.
more
I'm,
than God of War.
I'm stopping you right here. Defend the characters in Far Cry 5.
He didn't say, I said nothing about characters yet.
But if the reason he doesn't like God of War is because he doesn't like the characters, and Far Cry 5 is on there, I don't understand that. I don't understand, because the Far Cry 5 characters are some of the most horrendously written characters in video games.
But you can, and now keep in mind, I'm not saying the characters in God of War were bad.
Yeah.
But you can dodge the characters in Far Cry. Like when you think about the when I look at, like, if I played this much of Far Cry 5, character interaction was like that. I mean, it was like really, really limited, and just super easy for me to tune out because a lot of it was like repetitive and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas in God of War, they're always talking. You're always immersed with them. You're all,
Yeah.
So if they just rub you the wrong way, you're like, I can't. There's no gameplay Like when you're just with the dog and a bear and with Bo, it's like I like this game because like no one's talking to me.
Sure. All right.
But I love it. I love getting you heated. Stealth with a bow is super fun, but there's too much grind, and the companion's dialogue had severe glitches. Interesting. I feel bad. You know, Odyssey's crashed on me a couple times.
Oh.
Did you ever get the freeze?
Mr. Freeze?
No, where the game just and you can still move the camera, but she's like on horseback. Just
No. That's super weird.
And then it'll load. Like it never, it crashed a couple times, but never when it was doing that. Bummer with Spider-Man is I would get audio would just stop. He'd be like, "Well, that's funny." You'd say, "What?" And I think I was just like leaving, like I was already traveling to another area, and like the audio got confused. That happened a lot. So yeah, it's a bummer. These games try to be so immersive and like there's so many pieces to put together, and just when one slips a little bit, it's like, ugh. Number 9, Grease. Perfect game for one relaxing evening. Number 8, Hitman 2.
Nice.
Learning the levels and manipulating AI is extremely fun.
Nice.
Alas, there are only 5 stages, and once you learn the environment, the puzzle game loses most of its charm. This puzzle game loses most of its charm. Number 7, Marvel Spider-Man. The story felt like watching season 7 of Game of Thrones without the first 6, and was constantly interrupted by a new list of side activities. But the combat and traversal felt great, and besides distractingly bad interior mapping, the game looks good. Distractingly bad interior mapping. Interesting. I guess when you're like looking through windows or something like.
Maybe I just think the indoor environments when you're indoor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of like catwalks. and
Right,
stuff,
yeah.
Like every environment.
I like they do change them up in the DLC. I thought that was fun. I like the subways in the third DLC.
Yeah.
I hear you. When you say the season 7 of Game of Thrones, like I gotta admit, I love that. A lot of people, I've seen like 5 times now because it's on Netflix. Is Infinity War. I'm just like,
Yeah.
And I love it so much, and I just love how it like starts it up, and there's like, oh, here's Thor, and come on, okay, here we go, and then it just hits 80, and it's just 80 miles an hour the whole time.
Entire time.
And a lot of people are like, the pace is so off. It's like this is a movie unlike any other movie. Like you can't. It's hard to judge it.
I wish Infinity War was longer.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
give
still
me
like
more.
2.5.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine Marvel Spider-Man 2 will be like season 8 of Game of Thrones without 1 through 6 also, so be prepared for that. Number 6, Astrobot Rescue Mission.
Nice.
This is an exceptional VR title with a full game inside. The game itself has great level design and is my number 6 only because I don't enjoy platformers that much. Number 5, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Story is forgettable, but Lara is a very likable character with great VO. Also, exploration, traversing, and puzzles are extremely good. Shadow beating Marvel Spider-Man. Interesting. Number 4, Forza Horizon 4. This game was a joy to play from the first start to the last finish, and many missions have extremely clever setup. Also, it looks gorgeous, and Xbox Game Pass makes it one of the easiest purchases of 2018. I own it. It's sitting on my heart. The Xbox is just sitting there.
I want to play it.
But I gotta finish Odyssey. Number 3, The Banner Saga 3.
Nice.
I could praise its story, music, art, battles, and choices, but I say just one thing. Not many games make you feel hopeless after a shocking loss, and then force you to master yourself and try to save what is still left. Number 2, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I love this franchise, but I was not ready for Odyssey. I wasn't expecting to put the main quest aside and travel around the world for 80 hours, enjoying the view and learning the history. I wasn't prepared to deeply care about Cassandra and her personal quest. And I couldn't guess that the quest line that starts and ends in Volcanic Islands region will have one of the best payoffs I have ever seen in an RPG. Well,
Bold.
oh my, I gotta go check out those
Some
Volcanic
good
Islands.
payoffs.
I love getting on the horse though and just running into bases, and there's like way higher level than me, but I'm just I'm just getting the viewpoint. I'm out of here. Number 1, Detroit Become Human.
Whoa!
I've already said why this game is my GOTY in October showcase. In short, it has amazing visuals, relatable characters, and deep and emotional story with choices that not just matter, but can teach you a few things about life itself.
I really like Detroit Become Human.
So I just want to say here, I love GOTY lists, man.
Me too.
I love the hot takes. I love people. And I love starting with like, hey, haven't played Red Dead, didn't like God of War. Let's go move on. And you're like, oh, okay. Good to know. But
Get the 2 front runners out of there.
Yeah.
Just replace Far Cry 5 with God of War, and we are
we're
square.
good.
We are good.
The comparisons. Yeah. The moment you say, okay, if you don't like that, and it's like, well, more than Far Cry 5. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute here.
Stephen Beaumont, congratulations, guys, on a massive year for Easy Allies, and 2019 is shaping up to be the biggest yet. Without further ado, This is my gaming year that was.
Nice.
Games I have completed in 2018. Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War 3 Remastered, Rime, Yakuza 0, Uncharted 3, Axiom Verge, Jak and Daxter, Kirby Star Allies, The Witcher 3,
Dude, yes.
Psychonauts, The Mummy Demastered,
Yes.
Cat Quest,
Dude, yes.
Cat Quest 2. Oh yeah, you played Cat
Is
Quest.
2 out?
It's coming this year.
Okay.
Co-op.
Excellent, dude.
Co-op,
I can't
dude.
wait. Cat Quest hype.
Amanda and I will probably stream that. Amanda was
sick.
really into Cat Quest. Jotun, God of War 2018, Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon. Oh, I thought of that later. Somebody was playing a ton of Castlevania.
Yeah.
Somebody was playing a bunch of Castlevania. Whoever 100%ed Rondo of Blood,
yeah.
get that Curse of the Moon in your veins.
Dude,
If you
yes.
can. Really, honestly, one of my for the amount of time I played it, one of my most satisfying games of the last year.
I agree, Jones.
I'll probably bring up Curse of the Moon when we talk about goodies. Pokemon Quest, Hollow Knight, Monster Hunter World, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, The Legend of Zelda, the OG.
Whoa.
Minute, Uncharted 4, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Red Dead Redemption 2. My personal goatees based on the games I have played. Oh, you're gonna love this. Number 10, Kirby Star Allies.
Nice.
Number 9, Onrush. Number 8, Pokemon Let's Go. Number 7, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon.
Yeah.
Number 6, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Number 5, Spider-Man. Number 4, Monster Hunter World. Number 3, Hollow Knight. And number 1 and 2, tied in a bundle, God Red Dead of War Redemption 2.
Yes. Excellent.
Honorable mention,
It's my style.
I will miss the garage and the ad hoc nature of Easy Allies that welcomed me in, but I wish you all the best for the future and hope that your honesty and originality continue in the studio space. Wouldn't that be funny if we're just completely dishonest when we move into the studio? Just like all 9. Just instantly. You're just like, what happened? We
Sleeping
just
in bags of
completely
money.
changed into people. Let's all go into 2019 with a smile, love, and respect. Stephen Beaumont. Cesar Villa. Hello, Hubert and Jones. Feliz Año Nuevos Aliados. That's Happy New Year, allies, in Spanish. 2018 was a weird year for my gaming, and since I'm not sure how to sum it up, I'll just ramble a bit. Definitely the thing that made me more proud this year is beating the original Super Mario Bros. In the NES, playing all 32 levels without using continues, and then doing it again with the second quest. Not easy to do. I don't think I've ever done that with the original game. Another Mario-related achievement was beating Odyssey playing co-op with the wife. We had a lot of fun looking for moons all over the place and capturing foes. It's weird to know that this is a new mechanic. After a few hours, it feels so natural that one could think this is how Mario has always worked. And on a very different note, this is the year we finally went pro. We've been willing to get a PS4 for a while now, but just when we were about to pull the devil trigger, the Pro was announced. And since we were not in a hurry, having a healthy backlog of about 50 games, combining 3 older consoles, we decided to wait until we could snatch one at a decent price. Respect. That just happened this November, and we could finally play one game that got us more excited this generation, Peggle 2. I'm not joking.
Peggle 2. Okay.
It could have been, I could have been the only person excited in that E3 when EA and PopCap announced it. And I remember getting home and telling my wife we would need to get an Xbox One. And when she replied with disbelief, why was that? I told her that Peggle 2 was just announced as an exclusive for the console, to which her reply was, crap, yeah, we'll get an Xbox One now. Good thing, like I said, we were not in a hurry. The game was eventually released for the PS4. The console we knew for sure we would get, so we didn't have to buy the Xbox just for it. Even greater was our luck when the very weekend I set up the PS4, Peggle 2 was put on sale for a third of its price, while I bought Until Dawn and A Way Out with the console. Good. Going straight from Until Dawn into A Way Out, it's gotta feel good. They are still factory sealed, waiting for us to beat Peggle 2. And lastly, it took me a couple of weeks after getting the console to realize that I no longer have to wait for RE2 Remake. I can play it at launch. I have a PS4 now. I have been waiting for games for so long that I hadn't considered getting at launch as a possibility. My birthday is in 10 days, so I could justify it that way easily. What do you think I should do, allies? Love and respect, Caesar. I mean, play God of War, man. Definitely play God of War. Definitely play Spider-Man.
Play Far Cry 5.
Far Cry 5 was fun. Far Cry, I don't even remember the name of it. Far Cry New Dawn?
New Dawn.
Oh, boy.
New Dawn City.
I'll play it. We'll see. I wonder if anybody's talked about if New Dawn's going to bring anything to the level editor. I wonder if it's going to be like compatible with Far Cry 5 or if it's going to be, I imagine, a standalone.
God of War is my favorite, but I would still recommend Spider-Man above pretty much everything because it's just such a breeze to play.
Sure.
It's just so fun. Swinging around New York, it's just jolly.
Shadow2222. Hi, Brandon and Huber. Happy New Year! I've been on a huge Final Fantasy kick, trying to play through the entire series over the last year, including some of the more meaningful spin-offs such as World of Final Fantasy. That being said, I just wanted to share some of my favorite moments from the series. These can range from epic boss fights to scenes brimming with emotion. Feel free to comment and share yours as well. I'll try to stay as spoiler-free as possible. Here we go. Final Fantasy I, the literal beginning of it all. Sitting at the title screen, looking at the landscape, an indication of the journey to come. Final Fantasy VI. This is one of my favorite games of all time, so I have to name 3. The Magitek Armor March near the beginning while the credits roll and the soundtrack plays. Celeste's song in the play, and the surprise twist where a secondary villain becomes the main antagonist and changes the world forever. I would argue a secondary villain, but it's fine. The long-awaited battle against Sephiroth, where one winged angel was... Final Fantasy VII. The long-awaited battle against Sephiroth, where one winged angel was etched into my mind. Final Fantasy VIII, the attempted assassination sequence. I loved getting the party ready for this and the aftermath of it. Also, it is a bit corny in hindsight, but I'll always love Eyes on Me playing in the spaceship while Squall holds Rinoa. Final Fantasy IX, the ending in general, a great end for medieval fantasy, a tinge of sadness with lots of happy. Final Fantasy X, while parts of the story, dialogue, and voice acting get a bad rap now, especially the laughing sequence, the overall story succeeds enough to make the ending as a certain character fades away. Come on. Work extremely well. Final Fantasy XIV, the first MMO that I ever played, and I'm still hooked. Working with other players to clear each dungeon and trial, aka the bosses of this game, are powerful memories on their own. But as far as the game itself, the entire Heavensward expansion provided some of my favorite Final Fantasy content of all time, with many memorable characters, story arcs, and bosses, paired with some of the best music the series has had. Final Fantasy XV, it may have needed some patching and DLC to make a decent story into a good to great one, but the ending is perhaps the best in the entire series. I do feel like it earns it as well, with this being the party of characters that together I cared the most for, and a villain that I can sympathize with, and I want to learn more about. Thanks again for reading my random thoughts this month, and I can't wait to experience another wonderful year of Easy Allies content. Love and respect, Tyler. Respect for getting through all of that stuff.
Final Fantasy, what a franchise.
Yeah, you're
hell of a franchise.
You haven't played any of those.
Finished 7. Got to really far in 9.
Interesting that you've experienced more Kingdom Hearts than Final Fantasy.
I finished 7, 10,
nice,
13 trilogy, and 15.
Wow.
So what up?
13.
I just got to finish 6.
I wasn't accusing. I was just saying.
I got to finish 6 and 9 the most. 2 huge holes, Jones. My New Year's resolution 2 years ago was finish Final Fantasy VI.
You know what, man?
Didn't happen.
You know what? I would go back. I would do 9 first.
Before
6 is great. 6 is great for the nostalgia, but there's no, like, with all the other Final Fantasies, there's like much better versions to play.
Yeah.
And the best version of 6 is still, the SNES Classic, I think, is the best.
And I got it.
It's the easiest plug and play.
Yes.
And
then 9's on PS4 now, right?
The update of 9 is so beautiful.
On PS4, it's good?
Yeah, Schreier brought this up actually over the break, and he makes a great point where like the text font changed, and it's like so much less whimsical now. It's just like meh. So it's interesting like how like a tiny thing like that can make such a big difference.
Dude, 9 is coming to Switch.
That's right, and 8's not. That's the big thing everyone's upset about.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I started 9. I bought it for the phone and I bought it for PC. Just because I was like, this game's too good.
Yeah.
But Switch, man, I might do it again. I might play the whole thing again. I probably won't. Small Leviathan. Hello, Jones and Huber. At the start of 2018, I began the year by giving my top 5 games from 2017, which was, starting at number 5, Night in the Woods, Hive Swap Act 1, Splatoon 2, Persona 5, and Hollow Knight, in case you missed it. And initially, my plan was to do the same this year, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized I just couldn't list these games in the same way that I did last year. As such, here are my 5 favorite games of 2018 in no particular order. Starting off, I have one I think a lot of people have played, Monster Hunter World. I've been playing Monster Hunter since 3 Ultimate and feel confident in saying that this is the best the series has looked, sounded, and felt to date. Every little detail has been polished to astounding degrees, and the way in which the environment plays a part in the hunt and adds a completely new dimension to the way you play. Best part of the game, the Great Sword's True Charge Slash.
Sword. Okay.
Were you not a great sword guy? Mostly hammers and stuff?
Hammer, yeah.
The most satisfying attack in video game history. After that, we have Iconoclasts. I have some misgivings about this game, but despite that, it is beautifully animated, has a great soundtrack, and features a ton of really strong characters and a fantastic story, with some of the most gripping set pieces I've seen all year. Best part of the game, the 2 battles with the absolutely wonderful rival Agent Black and their corresponding battle themes Jet Black and Moonlight. Third game on the list gets in on a technicality because it's not actually a game, it's an expansion, a Splatoon 2 Octo expansion,
Dude,
if you will.
Bloodworth was hyping this up.
Yeah, it's pretty intensive and fun. Yeah, you play a lot of it. Definitely a big update. I already dedicated most of 2 community showcases to this particular experience, the July and August ones to be specific, so I'll keep it brief. But the best part of the expansion, the long-winded ending sequence featuring heaps of great songs and a beautifully climactic final boss. Second to last, we have what else but Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Much like Monster Hunter World, I feel like Ultimate takes an existing formula and polishes it to a mirror shine. Special mention goes to the balancing, because while there are still some characters that are stronger or weaker than the norm, the power level is much consistently higher this time around than it's ever been before. Best part of the game, King K. Rule. I'm just warning, some of these adjectives and wording we will steal for our descriptions of stuff during Game of the Year.
Of course.
I'm looking for those hot descriptors.
Yeah, we're taking your words.
Whenever I see somebody tweet about Red Dead, I'm like, oh, that's a good point.
Good word there.
Touche. It's been 10 years, but my man is back and oh, wait, what? Where?
Are we
I'm
still-
sorry, King K. Rule. It's
Yeah.
been 10 years, but my man is back and stomping on the competition with more style and substance than ever. And last, but not least, Tetris Effect. How do you even talk about Tetris Effect? What makes the game so important for me personally is its unrelenting, unapologetic positivity. Sure, it's meditative and beautiful, but it's the way in which it revels in its beauty and is so eager to share that joy with the player that makes it special. The best part of Tetris Effect is that it has a message, and that message is that the world is beautiful. To quote the lyrics of the final level of Tetris Effect's Journey mode, "Look at this. World we're made for. Come with me. We'll take tomorrow. Everything you want is waiting for you."
Dude, hype packed, man. Jolly.
Love and respect, and happy 2019.
Love and respect.
Small
Shout
Leviathan.
out to anyone who has a favorite attack in video games. So, 10 out of 10. Mine would be the Kirk Hammer in Bloodborne, Charge R2.
Right.
But the Great Sword, cool. How about you, Jones? What's a favorite attack of yours?
I mean, one of my new favorites is because I now that I understand the controls, whenever I get a new character, it's like, and what's their like charged attack? You know, it's
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
just know how to do it with
Oh,
every
in
character
Smash?
now.
Smash?
And so like just being like, that's a good one. Ooh, that's a really good one. You know,
Nice.
Even like Kirby, who's like probably not the best character in that
hammer.
game. That hammer feels so good. When I was like finally getting good at it, playing through World of Light.
Yeah.
I mean, getting competent at it.
Nice.
MGS Junkie. Hello, Huber and Jones. Oh, but I mean, nothing in the world beats shooting somebody in the head. Oh, I got a screenshot.
Shooting
I haven't
someone
shared
in the
this
head.
with the bow and arrow. That's the greatest. I got it. The only screen I've taken in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. The only screenshot I took that I was like, I got to get an image of this.
Yeah.
A guy had a helmet on right in the eye.
Dude.
Because you can tell if I'd hit him in the cheek, it still would have gone through the helmet. Like the
Yeah.
arrow would have been sticking out.
Yeah.
But it was like I zoomed in really close, and the entire arrow was inside
Yeah.
the eye slit of his helmet.
Dude.
I was like, yeah.
Jones, would you
that
agree
felt
that
good.
the most satisfying bow and arrow headshots are in The Last of Us?
They're pretty good.
Dude, so satisfying.
Also really satisfying. I think probably one of the first true really satisfying aiming headshots was Skyrim and Oblivion in a
Skyrim,
lesser
okay.
sense. But like when you're all boosted up and you hit a skeleton and the head just goes flipping off and the bones all explode, like really good.
Cool feedback.
Yeah. MGS Junkie. Hello, Huber and Jones. I haven't heard you talk on this camera much. What are your thoughts on the X-Men joining the MCU? Do you think it should be a new cast or the same cast? And how would you want them to join? I was thinking of a new cast that better resembles the X-Men comic books look, with their tone of voice closer to the characters from the X-Men animated series. Anyway, just curious what your thoughts were. Love and respect, MGS Junkie.
I am conflicted on this because I want the existing people to come in. I think that stuff's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Merging it all. But at the same time, the X-Men timeline is the most muddled.
Wrap it up.
It's muddled as hell, Jones.
Yeah, wrap it up. But you know what you can do Because I think, well, what sucks is like when you say current,
Yeah.
that's not Halle Berry, that's not Hugh Jack, that's the new class.
Yeah, first
that's,
class.
That's Game of Thrones,
McAvoy
whatever her
and
name.
stuff,
All
yeah.
those, and they're fun. Like
Yeah.
I like that cast. Like I do enjoy those movies, much like I enjoy even like the worst Batman films. I'm just like, okay, fine. I can pop on Batman forever. Like fine.
Yeah.
But it's so convoluted now.
Yeah.
And what would be really fun if it was presented in a movie that wasn't like blah 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 versus X-Men.
Yeah.
If they did a like Coulson Iron Man 1 move where Coulson's just there and he's like, "Hey, I'm from the something department of where it's, I spell shield." And so if you're like, "Oh, it's shield."
Yes.
But he doesn't say it until the end of the movie. And it would just be great if like there was just a guy there or like a couple characters and you were like, is that Storm? And you're like, I don't know. And like they didn't really announce when they cast it.
That'd be cool.
And then like near the end of the movie, she's just like, oh, and like says her name.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I'm down.
If you like, can't really tell. And then later, sneak them in and then do the big reveal later.
Close.
But I love that MGS says they could be closer to the comics because I would love, just hear me out. We've done Jackman for so long.
Yeah.
Give me a Wolverine who's not a heartthrob. Please, please. Just give me somebody who, but
Dude,
I mean,
Jason Momoa would have been a sick Wolverine.
sure.
He was awesome.
But he's a tall guy.
Yeah,
Give me
yeah.
a short,
True.
Like.
Yeah, he's really tall.
Give me a short, really, really hairy guy. I want hair.
A short, hairy man. George Costanza.
Be great Wolverine, that's what I'm saying. To some crunches, he'd be ready. Rebus Enid. I rarely write anything, even though I have been a patron since day one. But here's my top 5 list of 2018. Number 5, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Just a jolly game. Number 4, Red Dead Redemption 2. Love the game, but too slow pace and strange control to be able to be higher up. I love it.
Fair.
I'm ready for it.
So fair.
Number 3, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Just love the setting, and it's just the best Assassin's Creed game. One of the things that I'll probably bring up in Goaties that I think is so impressive is it feels like every Assassin's Creed.
Yes, it is a tribute to all of them.
It's like as
Yes.
I'm like running around the world, I'm like,
Yes, Jones.
I'm like, it's every single one of them.
Yep.
It's one because like
You're
you get
tracking targets.
We also get the desert, and you get these like little towns and settlements. There are some camps that are just straight out of one. It's like
Yep.
this you could put this
Yes.
in that era. But at the same time, once you get into like the big cities, like total Venice vibe, total like big structures and statues, and you also get that vibe because when you play Assassin's Creed 1, it's not like I've been to this town, like none of these towns don't exist anymore. But you get into 2 and Brotherhood and Revelations, and it's like you can actually go. Like I've been to Venice, I've been to these places, so you're like, oh, I've been in I've climbed, I haven't climbed that clock tower, but like I've been up there. And with 3 with the snow and a lot of the nature and the animals, and then 4 Black Flag with the boat, like it's just it just seems to learn all of the lessons, and of course Origins with the structure of it. It's a celebration. Number 2,
is.
Spider-Man PS4. I don't care about trophies, and I platinumed this game. Couldn't stop playing. I think one of the best things about Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, got it.
I think Spider-Man makes a really good case for like a small achievement. Not that every game should do that, but it was nice playing an open world game where they're like, "You're done, move on." It's like,
Yes.
"Cool, thank you." Like Odyssey's like, "Yeah, you're not playing those other 5 games you want to play. You're just playing this."
I agree.
Number 1. God of War.
God of War.
It's a good story, great gameplay, and I still love to play this game. P.S. Watch Goblin Slayer on Crunchyroll. It's 12 episodes long. I'm not saving the world. I just kill goblins. 10 out of 10.
That sounds
Oh,
sick.
sorry, 5 out of 5. Not 10, yeah. Don't want to put words in
That
Reese's
sounds
mouth.
rad.
Goblin Slayer.
Okay.
I'm not saving the world. I just kill goblins.
Dude.
Brandon K. Gann. 2018 was not my year for games.
2018?
Normally, 6 to 9 games I'm interested in come out in a given year, but last year, I only played 4.
Whoa.
And one of those is actually 3 remasters in one package. Most games I want were either finally dated for 2019 or pushed into 2019. Before my lists, let me get the obvious over with. No, the Switch still doesn't have enough I'm interested in. No, I don't have any connection or affinity for the Spider-Man property or character. And no, Westerns are not my thing. Fair.
Okay.
Of the 4 games I did play this year, Shadow of the Tomb Raider sits at the bottom. It's by no means bad, but okay isn't good enough in today's market. Woo! The 2013 reboot.
Spot on, though.
The 2013 reboot surprised me by how much I liked it, and I had an enjoyable time in Rise of the Tomb Raider, thus I felt beholden to finish out the trilogy. This game is fine. It feels much too derivative to Rise. There are fewer combat encounters, And the thing that really bummed me out, technical problems, particularly with audio. Going from decent to good, I was surprised about how much I enjoyed Detroit Become Human. And while the end of Kara's arc let me irritated because the ending I got was not reflective of how I was trying to get through her story, I still enjoyed the overall narrative and the follow-up full playthrough to see just how different the game can be throughout.
Somehow I had a good ending. Somehow. The first time I've ever had a solid ending in a choose your own adventure, Detroit Become Human. I was just like, yes, I did it. Yeah.
Side note, after that ending, I now understand the fervor behind Mass Effect 3's ending. Not that I'm not that upset from my experience with Detroit, but I get it. My second favorite experience this year was Spyro Reignited Trilogy, and while it feels weird to me to discuss remasters in a GOTY list, this package is incredibly fun, albeit very short and easy, so much so I platinumed all 3 games in about 3 or 4 days. Seriously, each takes less than 6 hours to complete everything possible. They look fantastic, and were a lovely revisit of my first gaming experience. The original Spyro was my first game ever.
Nice.
I got a PS1 bundled with it for Christmas when I was 6. And finally, my GOTY, and apparently a lot of other people's as well, God of War. What else has there not been said about this game? With that in mind, I won't dwell on it longer than to say this. This is one of my favorite games of all time. Currently, my anticipated games list sits at 17. 10 are currently slated to come out in 2019. From least to most anticipated.
Okay.
Gears Tactics, Beyond Good and Evil 2, Death Stranding, Halo Infinite, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. Didn't that Shadow Drop? Has that not come out soon? That was a fun trailer.
Yeah, totally.
Days Gone. Yeah, baby.
Days Gone.
Metro Exodus.
Forgot about that.
CTR Nitro Fueled. Cyberpunk 2077. Wolfenstein Youngblood. Remember that?
Yes.
Coming. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Gears 5. Doom Eternal. Last of Us Part 2. Kingdom Hearts 3. Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
Where's Resident Evil 2?
Where's
on that
Resident
list?
Evil 2? Where's Dreams? No Dreams. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay.
Live how you want to live.
Where's Far Cry New
Just
Dawn?
teasing.
I don't know. Yeah,
Good list.
the Days Gone with no dreams was like interesting. You know, I love it. I love when I'm not expecting Days Gone to be great, but
Shenmue 3?
But I will
Shenmue
like
3
it.
there?
No, Shenmue 3. Not confirmed for 2019.
It is.
Is it?
August.
Okay. Okay. That's right.
It's dated.
That's right.
Unless it gets pushed, which I'm
right.
ready for. I'm
proud
ready.
of you. Hey, Jones and Huber. Uh-oh. Oh, interesting. I might have 2 comments about this. I might have put this in the wrong place. Zachary Walton. Hey, Jones and Huber. While you read this, I will be driving through West Virginia on my way to the best damn game show in the country, MagFest. Short for Music and Games Festival, MagFest has become the highlight of my year that I've sacrificed a Christmas break to attend since 2014. MagFest is so special compared to every other games event because it's a community. Sure, there are thousands of people crammed into the Gaylord Convention Center in Washington, D.C. for 4 days, but where else are you going to find amateur musicians playing a Metroid-inspired set in the hallways or getting to see amazing performances from the best people in games music? Only at MagFest, baby! So for this month, I'm going to share my top 3 MagFest experiences. Number 3, seeing Mighty No. 9 music performed live. Now, I know what you're thinking. Mighty No. 9 didn't have the best music, but let me tell you that hearing it performed live by a band before the game's release, when expectations were still high, was pretty magical.
Dude.
Also, in hindsight, it's very funny having Keiji Inafune come out on stage to announce one more delay and saying it'll be worth the wait. Number 2, seeing the score to Journey performed live alongside live gameplay. A few years ago, Austin Wintory, composer of Journey, did something daring. He invited a contest winner up to the stage, and they began to play Journey. He then conducted a live orchestra to play the score along with the gameplay, hitting every beat along the way. Wow. He also had an artist speed paint a Journey piece during the 3-hour concert and sold it for charity the next day. It was incredible. Journey... you can just hit me with that anytime you want. You could just sneak up behind me. I could be like arguing about something or debating and be really frustrated. Be like, Mary Poppins, and you just come up and just play that track. Sure. My eyes will close and I'll just instantly just float off to a different place. That score is so good. Meeting David I remember like the end of the game, like flying to the end of the game, and I'm like weeping, and I'm like, I don't even know why I'm crying right now. I couldn't even tell you.
The music.
I couldn't even put it into words.
So good.
Number 1, meeting Dave Wise. I have friends in the VGM scene, and when they told me they had Dave Wise, ex-Rare composer who did Donkey Kong Country, Battletoads, etc., cornered in a private performance room, I rushed up to meet him. I didn't get to say much to him because he was about to bust out his saxophone and play a set of DKC music with a jazz ensemble that had met in the room a few minutes prior.
Dude.
Pardon me, sir.
Yeah.
Put that sax down just for a second. I really appreciated how great of a guy Dave is, though I went down the next day to have him sign my copy of Donkey Kong Country 2, and he remembered me. It's still one of my best memories. There's so many more stories, but I'm trying not to die in West Virginia if it decided to snow this year. But let's hope not. But if the Allies or anybody else ever decides to come to MagFest, you won't be disappointed. It's the biggest and best family there is. Love and respect.
Gotta get Bloodworth out there.
One of my biggest regrets. I probably, even if I could go back in time now, I probably still wouldn't do it because I didn't want to cost my friend her job. But, and she did like I told the story before, but she did like a really nice favor for me. I went to see John Williams at the Hollywood Bowl, and they had James Earl Jones there to talk about Star Wars. So he would come out and be like, in this scene, and then they would play that song, and then he'd announce something else. And I felt so bad because I thought it was going to be John Williams. She took me backstage. She's like, got a surprise for you. And I was like, oh shit, I'm going to meet John Williams. And she walks in, there's James Earl Jones. And I was like, oh my God, James Earl Jones. And so like, we talked to him for a little bit, and I was like, this is amazing. And I knew Williams was like right there. I knew I could like hear like rustling from the next room.
Yeah.
And I was like, do I do that to my friend? Do I just bail on James Earl Jones? Just like, excuse me, and just run in the room and be like, you're the best. You are the GOAT, sir. You are the greatest. Like, I was like, I can't do it. And she's like, okay, cool. We gotta go. And I was like, all right. And I walked out. And I'm like, I missed it. It was right there. And how horrible to see, James Earl Jones. You're like, cool.
You're James Earl Jones.
Not the person I thought I was gonna meet. So I understand that. You know what's fun too is Comic-Con. When they have panels, a lot of the times one cast is leaving a panel and the other is coming in to like Hall H or some other big thing, and they'll be like, okay, we got to, oh, hey, and like,
that's fun.
It'll either be friends that haven't seen each other in a long time, or one guy that I know who's on Star versus the Forces of Evil bumped into Weird Al just in the hallway and was like, and they were like, dude, your panel's starting right now. And he's like, I am saying hi to Weird Al. I'm sorry. I am taking advantage of this opportunity. Like, got a picture with him. Like, I love it. David Cleland, Lego creator extraordinaire. Hi again, Brandon and Huber. Happy New Year. This worked out quite nicely. Last time Huber was on, I ranked the games I'd completed so far in 2018. Now I have the completed list.
Nice.
I lost 3 months of my spare time animating at the end of the year, so didn't get through as many, and crucially, have only played about 5 hours of Red Dead Redemption 2. So sorry, Brandon, that doesn't rank here. It's fine. Number 19, Owlboy. For the Switch. Sorry, Owlboy, still bottom of my list, nothing personal. Number 18, Donkey Kong Country on the SNES Mini.
Nice. Number
17, Wolfenstein 2 on the PS4. Number 16, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon on the Switch. Don't really have history with Castlevania, something I mean to rectify, so not sure how this compares, but I enjoyed this, and look forward to the full Bloodstained. Most similar to Castlevania 3, so if you can track that down somehow, I think you would enjoy that as well. But the best thing about Curse of the Moon is that you can like literally change characters in midair.
Yeah, I
just
love
like
that.
as you're like do one attack as one character, another attack as the other. So good. 15, Final Fantasy 3, or aka 6 on the SNES Mini. 14, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze on the Switch. I'm surprised this doesn't rank higher either. Just been that kind of year. Number 13, Overcooked. Overcooked 1. Number 12, Mega Man Legacy Collection on the Switch. The only thing I was playing when making my Santa animation, so thanks for keeping me relatively sane, Mega Man. Best to worst, 9, 10, 7, and 8. Also, if you want to see Dave Cleland's Santa animation that he just referenced, you can check out the last month's Community Showcase. A very dark and funny animation. Number 11, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle for the Switch. Number 10, XCOM 2, PS4. Just ekes out Rabbids because it has more depth in its systems. Number 9, South Park The Fractured But Whole.
Strategy games.
Number 8, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Just competed adventure mode, ends very well, but takes a little too long to get there. I'm amused by the little.
Yeah.
Takes a very long amount of time. Number 7, God of War. Sorry, Huber. Sorry, Huber. Sorry, Huber. I thoroughly loved it while I was playing it, and I can't fault its design mechanics, looks, or story, but I haven't really thought about it much since putting the controller down, so can't put it higher. Sorry, Huber.
Don't be sorry.
Number 6, Bayonetta on the Switch. Number 5, Rayman Legends on PS4. Number 4, Streets of Rage Remake.
Dude.
Huber, if you still haven't played this, you've got to grab Brad and stick him on a sofa next to you. As a longtime fan, this is exactly what I wanted. Branching paths, unlockable characters, classic and remixed music. I've got a lot of respect for the people who put this together. You've got to play that, right?
I haven't played the remake. We got a disc a while ago, and I just haven't got around to it.
Too much. Number 3, Spider-Man. Was so close to putting this on the top spot, but this game cheated because letting me be Spider-Man nets you a few bonus points, and I think it knows this. That said, I still sometimes boot it up just to swing around the city. Number 2, Celeste.
Nice.
No descriptor for number 2, Celeste.
Celeste.
Just boom. Number 1, Nier Automata. So, yep, Nier is still top for me. I love that game and encourage more people to play it, but since it came out last year, I think that must make Celeste my goatee. The original Red Dead is still one of my all-time favorite games, so I do expect the sequel to place high on my 2019 list, but I'm also excited to see what surprises there will be. I would never have predicted how this list turned out. Love and respect, Dave Cleland. Okay. Oh, we got a quick from Dan Allen, and then Huber, we got, it's gonna get serious. You're gonna have to do some work.
Okay.
Dan Allen, oh no, this is it. Hello allies, all the love and respect. Oh, sorry. All the love, all of the respect. This month, the Shenmue EZA dub project continues.
Whoa.
Have you heard about this?
No.
Do you know about this?
I don't know about this.
There is a video that Dan included. I'm not including that because there's a lot of reading that's about to happen. But you should check out the video. I kind of want to preserve it for Huber too, because I don't want Huber to see any of the final product until it actually happens. But I'll give you a little bit of backstory, and for the viewers as well, who might not be caught up. So we get when Ian's on, we get a little poem from Dan, and Dan's like, "Here, you read. So one of you read this." And we're like, "Oh, cool." We thought Dan wrote it.
Yeah.
We didn't realize it was the opening of Shenmue, and with like the cliff shot and everything.
Yep.
So Ian reads it,
Okay.
and then the next week he puts in Ian's VO into the actual video. So it's Ian talking, having no idea what he's reading.
Dude.
So he's not reading in character at all. He's just kind of like,
Yeah.
just tiptoeing through it. And that's so funny that he's like, okay, when the next episode, when a different ally was on, he's like, okay, you do voices now, and Jones, you do these voices.
Yeah.
And so every month, when a different ally has been on, they've been cast as a different character.
Perfect.
And I would assume you know who you are cast as. Michael Huber.
I hope Londi.
And so I unfortunately no. I think you know who Londi is. But
Bossman, damn it.
but so look at this, dude. You got to read all of this. I think you just one take wonder. I don't think you have to be too crazy.
Okay.
And I know you're going to want to get really close to this mic and scream into it, but you can't. You have to just be got to be moderate.
Okay.
Take your time.
Huh? Ine-san. Ine-san. My father? Fukusan. Fukusan! Fukusan. Father! Why you? Father. What? What are you saying? Father! No. Father! No! I'm fine, really. And you? Are you alright? I understand. But you needn't work too hard. Do you know where Fukusan is? Really? Thanks. Don't worry, I'm fine. I want to ask you about that man. The man called Lon D? What did he talk with my father about? The black suits. Catch the names? I see. Thanks, Fukusan. If you remember anything at all, be sure to tell me. They killed my father right in front of me. I will have my revenge. I need to do this for my father. Hey. Hey! Hello. Hi, Megumi. You got a kitten in there? Sure. Is this your kitten? All alone? A black car? So you're gonna keep her here? I see. I understand. Wait a second. Do this, so it's easier to eat. She's so tiny, but already an orphan. Yamagishi-san? Yeah, it's close by there. Megumi, you need to be careful around cars, too. Well, I've got to go now. Oh, well, when I think of a good one, I'll let you know. Bye-bye. Excuse me. Is that so? Sorry, maybe later, okay? Yes. Yeah, No reason. See you later. On the day of the incident, did you see some men in black suits? You mean a black cat? Was there anything else unusual about that day? So that's what happened. I'm looking for anything at all. Is there anything you remember? 100 yen each. Maybe just one. I should try again. I love these. This is cool. Maybe I should get another. Nah, not today. I should buy one. This again? Hey, what's this? How is your back? I heard from someone in the neighborhood that you almost got ran over by a car. Could you tell me about what happened with that car? A black car. Did you see the license plate number? Oh, well, I'm glad to hear you're okay. Got a minute? My father must have known Londi was coming.
I'll give these two.
Sumiya-san. Yamagishi-san. Mishima-san. Nozomi. I think. Do I do this too?
So yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
And just do a bunch.
Okay.
And don't scream.
Previously on Shenmue. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Flashback, little kid Ryo.
Just do a bunch of grunts too. Not like ah. Yeah, just
Yeah.
a little quieter.
Yeah. Okay, I'll eat them. Yuck. A friend from school? Well, a friend is a friend. Oh. Hey. Heya. Okay. Oh.
Give me some grunts, some little Ryu grunts. No, little Ryu grunts.
Heya.
There you go. Yeah. Oh man. Really good.
I could hear the actual line in my head, so I was just trying to
We've already seen some of the fruits of Dan's labors,
Nice.
and I don't want to show you any of that.
Okay.
Because that also took a long time, but you'll get it eventually, and I'm sure you won't miss it.
Dude, hype.
We might want to even show it during before a group stream or something.
Very hype.
Dan, really good. I assume that was amazing. Well done, Huber. Thank you. Love and respect your friend Dan Allen, Detroit, Michigan. Eli N. Peters, Yo Jones, Yo Huber, don't have enough time for write a real comment. Eli, silent N. Peters, so Eli Peters, gotta remember that. Silent N, commit it.
Silent N.
Trevor Betts, Dear Jones and Huber, just thought I'd share a favorite and timely memory of mine that I think the two of you would appreciate. It was a calm, chilly Midwestern Saturday evening in early 1998. In a couple of hours, some friends would be coming over for a night of cheap pizza, movies, and video games. To prepare for the festivities, my dad said he'd take me to Blockbuster so I could pick out something new for us to play. Pacing up and down the aisles, I kept thinking about the responsibility I had to select a game we could all enjoy well into the late hours of the night. On the other hand, it was also an opportunity to impress my friends with something more than a little inappropriate for third graders.
Whoa.
So when I finally laid eyes on the game I had been dreaming about ever since it appeared on the cover of my monthly Game Pro, selfishness took over, and I knew what it would be. Resident Evil 2.
Nice!
Having convinced myself that this was the best choice, I wasn't concerned when my dad suggested more than once that I consider a sports title, or when my friends listened apprehensively as I described the game based on my limited knowledge. I knew I had something special on my hands. Unfortunately, I just didn't know the way in which it would manifest itself. Deciding to start with Leon, we promptly found ourselves surrounded by flames and a horde of zombies slowly encroaching on our position. Having no experience with the series and no manual accompanying the rental, we struggled to decipher the controls, particularly how to aim and shoot. Frustration and fright followed, with each of us reluctantly taking our turn to try and make any meaningful progress. But morale quickly faded, and the once lively party decayed into silence. After seeing Leon dragged to the ground with the bloody "you died" appearing on screen over and over again, we weren't just scared, we were disturbed. Less than a half an hour later and it was over. We cut our losses and realized the nightmares weren't worth it. A quick phone call and a trip to Blockbuster label later, and we were able to exchange RE2 for something a little more jolly. We then spent the rest of the night beating each other up in Wayne Gretzky 98. Love,
Nice.
respect, Trevor. P.S. I eventually gave Resident Evil another shot with Nemesis and loved it so much that I went back to RE1 and 2, with it now being one of my favorite series of all time.
Redemption.
That's a really good. That's like a
Great
Christmas Carol.
story.
I want to hear that story every year.
Yeah. Excellent. Oh, I
Also,
miss Blockbuster.
Reminds me of when I went to my friend Tadashi, the same guy who introduced me to Final Fantasy VI on the Famicom.
Nice.
My first RPGs I ever played. And I went to his house, and he went to Blockbuster, and he's like, let's get something to rent. And I was like, all right, I know my friend Tadashi probably doesn't watch the raunchy stuff, so I'll
Yeah.
get something raunchy for the two of us to watch. Not knowing his parents would be watching it with us. So I got the Kentucky Fried Movie and a Sam Kinison special. Didn't
don't
go over
know.
well in that Japanese household, I will tell you.
I don't know what those are, Jones.
You don't know Sam Kinison?
Nope.
He's an old, very, very not safe for work comedian
Okay.
who sadly is no longer with us. Jason A. Sackle. If you didn't get any salty comments, they're coming hot. They're coming now. Although it's his Goaty wrap up, so I think it's gonna be mostly positive.
Yeah.
After the past few years, it was kind of odd not to have PSX. Then again, after the prior years, that might have been for the best. I did play a few games throughout the month, though. The final DLC for Spider-Man came out, and it did not disappoint. I got 2 glorious bugs that were so bad that a reload was forced in order to continue. Sackle gets the Spider-Man bugs, man. I don't know
Dang.
what happened. I don't know how his code downloaded incorrectly or what.
I got an annoying one in part 1 DLC where it was just like constantly, anytime I went in and out somewhere or a cutscene played, it would like load to daytime, load to nighttime, load to daytime.
Whoa.
Like constantly loading back and forth day night.
Well,
But that was it.
Jason's Goaty, Fallout 76.
Nice.
I get this bug in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so I get the freezes
Yeah.
when I'm running on an area too fast, and it's just like, hold on, we haven't loaded this. This world is huge, and it did crash on me twice. But I get this weird glitch where either myself or another character's torso will be pulled into the world. So I'll be like looking around while it's happening. I'm like, who is it? Who is it? Oh, it's that
Scorpion.
person right there, and I can just see legs. And then the body's like, "Ugh," you can tell you just took the whole part and just
Yeah.
like stretched it. So it's like their midsection's like, like 8 feet long, and it goes into the ground. So it gets caught on something. And the game moves like this, so I can move it a little bit. So like it always happens when I'm like behind enemy lines. So I
Yeah.
gotta like get out of the base to go safe. Like I get back outside.
so
So like
funny.
guys are chasing me, and I just like hide in a bush, and then like wait for it to die down, and then like okay, and then like save, and then shut the game off, and then boot it back up.
Oh my god.
It's such a weird glitch, and it's happened like 9 or 10 times.
9 or 10 times.
Yeah, it's happened a lot.
Dude.
But I mean that game is so huge that it's just like and open world stuff. I love objects that float. I love when I find a rock in Red Dead that's just like right above the ground. It's like can't win them all.
Silent Schnipper. New sub.
Yeah, thank you for all the
you.
new subs and resubs and all the wonderful gifts that we are being given on Twitch. If you're watching this live or after the fact, so much to go through that we are not acknowledging all of them. I got 2 glorious bugs that were so bad that a reload was forced in order to continue. For one, there was a mission where you were chasing someone, and I saw this one that you tweeted on, Jason. That was hilarious. Shortly after saying don't move, they did just that. Frozen in place mid-chase, I approached them, kicked them, tried webbing them, and nothing. Had to reload the mission. The second bug happened during the final battle where I needed to restart the battle. I won't go into it for the same reason that I didn't clip it and tweet it. It was the final battle. It was a fitting end to my playthrough of Spider-Man. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed my time with the game a lot, but it sure has some kinks that I hope they work out for the next game. I also played the Shadow of the Colossus remake as it was a Christmas gift. Controls are kind of junk, But it is a beautiful game with a great soundtrack, so I guess it evens out. It was fun to play through. Other than that, played more Tetris Effect. My brother and I took turns playing Mystery Mode a lot. Do not know what Mystery Mode is. I think it might be my favorite in the game. I do love how the game could just screw you over at any point, so it keeps you on your toes. I find that to be a lot of fun. I've also been playing the Dreams beta.
Get wrecked, Jones.
And that is still all I will and should say for that. Anywho, 2018 was a great year for gaming. My top 5 games of the year from 5 to 1 were God of War at number 5.
Okay.
Moss, Monster Hunter World, Astro Bot Rescue Mission, and Tetris Effect.
Nice VR.
2019 is shaping up to be a great year as well. It is also a year that games I have been waiting for will finally, hopefully be released. Kingdom Hearts 3, Dreams, and Shenmue 3. I am ready. Also, who knows what the year will bring? I had no interest in Monster Hunter World, and even though it was trash after playing the beta, I thought it was trash after playing the beta, but ended up being one of my favorites of the year. So just anything that Sackle says, just take in mind, just be like, oh, wait, Monster Hunter, just remember. Boom. Sorry. We didn't know Astro Bot Rescue Mission or Tetris Effect existed until mid-2018, and those ended up not being only some of my favorite VR experiences, but my favorite games that I played this year. So yeah, who knows what 2019 will bring. There's already plenty to get me excited, but the unknown has me even more so. From the days of known we leave behind to the unwritten ones that lay ahead, I hope the new year brings you all days of joy, good health, and is just simply fantastic. Cheers. Cheers to you, Jason. I think 2019 is super cloudy. You know, it's
Cloudy
like
with a
there's
chance
only
of
like
goatees.
There's only like 5 Sony exclusives that we know about. They're big like games that are coming. Well, Death Stranding's not exclusive, but 5 of their big games that they're showcasing. So clearly that PS5 announcement's coming. We have no idea. It's gonna be before E3. It's gonna be after E3. Sony's planning some kind of event because they're backing out on everything. What is that gonna be?
Ready for the Dark Horse, Jones?
What the hell
You're
is
ready.
Rocksteady doing? Like, there's just so many.
You're ready for the Dark Horse. Biomutant.
Okay, just easy with the bees right into the microphone. Sure, yeah, that's a game I don't think about that much.
Yeah.
But love me some Biomutant. Mikkel Hervel Nemo and the official Easy Allies GOTY 2018 goes to Red Dead Redemption 2. Yippee! All right.
Throw it a
We did
bone.
it, everybody. We did it. All right. Thank you, Mikkel. I love that. That's it. That's the comment. Jordan Kirk. Hey, Jones. Hey, Huber. Happy New Year. During the Game Awards, Roger Clark won the award for best performance. And to be honest, I was a little surprised. At this point, I was at the point I was at in Red Dead, I loved it, but Arthur seemed like a one-dimensional yes man. I'm happy to say that at the point I'm at now, my opinion has taken a complete 180. One moment, in particular, during a stranger mission, sold it for me. You end up having a fist brawl inside an art gallery. During the escalation, I happened to pan the camera towards Arthur's face. I saw one of the biggest grins I've ever seen in a video game, and it didn't feel out of place or for the character at all. Here he is, seeing a man getting in trouble for some rather funny reasons, slowly escalating into chaos, and he knows he's going to walk away from this with 0 negative ramifications. I'm almost surprised there hasn't been an exchange of, why are we fighting anyways? Haha, I don't know, mister, but I ain't about to stop, followed by a punch in the face. A few moments like this and much more progress in the story have me with an even deeper appreciation for the game, but it still doesn't quite get the GOTY from me, and that's why I'm glad you're here, Huber, because otherwise I would feel a little strange using this descriptor. I want to take a few moments to talk about savoring the kill.
Okay. Let's do it.
More specifically about God of War, on the hardest difficulty with absolutely 0 HUD. Plenty of games get compared to Dark Souls with varying difficulty, but this is one place I think it works. From the very first Draugr to the Valkyries, if you don't have movesets practically memorized and acute focus, it can spell an easy death for Kratos. This really encourages you to use all the tools at your disposal, and it feels absolutely amazing for it. Making that very first Draugr encounter, which took me nearly an hour and a half for the lack of mentioned tools, to the biggest of the bosses, all incredibly fulfilling to finally get that glory kill, most of which I would subconsciously jerk the controller in the direction of the action of the kill. When I played the game on normal in April, it more or less cemented itself as my GOTY, but going through it again has elevated it to one of my most frustrating but also most fulfilling gaming experiences I've ever had. Also picked up Smash Ultimate. Shout out to one of the tournament streams from you guys, which transformed my view from an exasperated oh boy more of Smash to an excited oh boy more Smash. I'm guessing there was some inflection there. I'm a young Link or Snake Man myself. Have an awesome January. Good games are on the horizon. Till next time.
Nice. Savoring the kill. Yeah,
What's
that's
your Bowser main, right?
yeah. That's why I'm big on difficulty, Jones. You know, I bring up difficulty. I bring up difficulty a lot, and when a game nails that difficulty, everything for me is just elevated. You know, the kills mean more, the leveling up means more, every currency you find means more. I just love that.
I mentioned this previously on a group stream. I might not have mentioned this on camera, but like I love that you and Brad, only because I cut your reviews, are like some of the only allies I've seen that like really have to customize. Like I invert. That's like all I really do to like change a game to like fit my my settings. But I loved in the beginning of Darksiders 3, Brad like it finishes the cutscene and he gets in the clip and then it's like, okay, let's move. Wait a minute. And goes to the pause and takes the camera speed and it's like, and then it goes back in the game and it's like, wait.
Yep. Fine tune it.
Done. And like I think you're the only two I've ever seen do that.
I do that a lot.
Like, wait a minute.
Sensitivity for sure.
Let me make it perfect. Stepan Hakobian. Hello, Jones and Huber. Let's talk Goaty. Let's. I'm going to choose from the games I played for the first time in 2018. Most of them are not released in 2018. I did not complete only one. So here's the list in order from playing from January to December.
Okay.
Nier Automata, SteamWorld Dig 2,
SteamWorld Dig 2,
Dungeon Slog from Newgrounds, Tyranny, Dishonored 2, Final Fantasy 15,
2.
Minute, Rayman Legends, Roguelike from Itch.io, Shadow of the Colossus, the remake.
Really quick, we need to stop and just thank them for playing Dishonored 2.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Loved the first Dishonored and didn't play Dishonored 2 because I'm a dummy. I just never made time for it. It looked daunting. You know, it's like that's something I could easily.
Not a game
it's kind of like
you can rush
Hitman. You know,
through.
it's like I really love Hitman, but also it's like just my heart's like pounding out of my chest when I play it.
Totally.
Hill Climb Racing 2, Splatter Blood Red Edition.
What? Never heard of this.
Put that on your list, Hubert.
Yeah.
Splatter Blood Red Edition. Mummy Demastered.
Nice.
God of War.
Second person.
Wizard of Legend co-op with my brother. Oh yeah, Wizard of Legend. Isn't that?
I feel like that's a
That does sound
isometric
familiar.
one, maybe.
Road Redemption, Horizon Zero Dawn, Revolution Ace, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Lara Croft, and the it says Table of Osiris. I think it's the Temple of Osiris. Co-op with my brother. Odalus: The Dark Call. Cool. Vanquish, Salt and Sanctuary, Tower 57, Vagrant Story.
Dude, throwback.
Some general thoughts are, Rayman Legends is the jolliest game here. The music levels are superb. Horizon Zero Dawn disappointed most. While the world and mechanics are unique, and I very much like it, I could not care less for Aloy and her journey. I agreed till the very end. Well, I wouldn't say I did care a little bit, but the ending is really what wowed me. Lara is following her in Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Huber, thank you for Mummy Demastered. I would recommend Salt and Sanctuary to any Souls or Metroidvania fan. Vagrant Story. Wow, never played anything like this. Really hardcore. Maybe God of War is the best game in 2018, but my goatee goes to Nier Automata. The masterminds behind the game made every aspect of the game perfect. No, not perfect, just right. They make you feel, they play with your emotions and expectations in every way, and the game will stay with you longer after you finish it. Thanks, and Happy New Year, version 2.0.1.9. See what they did there, 2000.
Yep.
When I did the Final Fantasy retrospective, Huber, there were a lot of games where I like played a little bit of it, but I'm like, we don't have to, because Vagrant Story takes place in the same world as Tactics, which is the same world as
12,
right? And so I was like, well, I should play Vagrant Story just to like show what it looks like and explain it a little bit, but I didn't want to play all of it. But that was a hard game to put down. When I was done, I was like, oh man, I bet this thing's like 50 hours, and I don't have time. But very, very intriguing game. I might go back to that someday.
Intriguing.
Put it on Switch. Samuel Cardwell. Happy New Year, Jones and Huber. The last time Huber was on the showcase, I took the chance to talk about my love of a semi-obscure turn of the millennium European stealth game, Robin Hood: Legend of Sherwood. For the record.
Yes, I remember this.
This time I want to talk about another one, Hidden and Dangerous.
Hidden and Dangerous. I've played that.
A 1999
Classic.
first third-person tactical shooter from Czech developer Illusion Software.
Dude, I had this.
Nice.
Yes.
Who went on to make the Mafia series.
Yes.
Hidden and Dangerous plays broadly similar to the original Rainbow Six or the Delta Force series, except that it's set in the Second World War.
Yeah, dude. Sick.
You control a team of up to 4 SAS commandos, switching between team leaders on the fly to make use of their different skills and inventories. Your men are extremely fragile, going down in 2 or 3 shots, so the emphasis is on careful scouting, painstaking setup, and efficient execution. You can access the map, itself a thing of beauty, at any time to plan out complicated multi-stage moves for your whole team. Say you want your sniper to make his way to a ridge, while the rest of your team approach a guard post from 3 different angles. What makes Hidden and Dangerous well worth preserving or persevering with is the way it beautifully evokes its setting. This is the closest you will ever come to playing one of the great war films. Think Guns of Navarone, 633 Squadron, The Eagle Has Landed, etc. The game is divided into 6 multi-mission campaigns, which take you to a dazzling range of settings in occupied Europe, train stations, canal locks, airfields, cities, underground research stations. I know you love underground research stations, Huber.
I do.
My favorite part of the game happens before the action starts. When you start a campaign, you're asked to choose 8 soldiers from a selection of dossiers. Putting together a team of specialists for an impossible mission is something that always gets me syndroming, and this game evokes this very elegantly. The names and personalities of my favorite chaps are burnt into my memory. The leader, William Mad Calvert. The sneaky thief, Anthony I. Switcher. The phenomenally strong, Jiri Butcher Trubisky.
Butcher.
After picking your team, you have to take enough equipment to see you through the whole campaign. If you run out of ammo for your British gear, you have to make do with what you can scavenge off Jerry. The developments make the deluxe edition of the game available as freeware to promote Hidden and Dangerous 2. I highly recommend downloading it just to experience the first mission, in which you have to cross a guarded railway bridge in the middle of the night in order to meet up with your resistance contacts on the other side of an Italian river. This is a deeply evocative level with some of the most effective sound design in gaming history. The teeming rain, the rush of the river, the peals of thunder, the roar of the train. Even after 2 decades and countless World War II games, Hidden and Dangerous remains one of the most successful evocations of the vibe of this period.
Sick.
I love it.
Great review.
I love it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I had it as a kid. Played it on my computer. Don't remember it too much. It was probably really hard for me, rarely
sure.
beat video games when I was younger.
Well, you know what? I was going to comment on it earlier, but that beginning of RE2 really just kicks you in the nuts, doesn't it?
Like
comparative
sworming zombies.
Comparative to RE1, we were just like, wow, a big room. RE2 is and run. But it's interesting. It's something that I don't think the first Resident Evil really jams home, is that you can run.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I knew that. I think I ran out of ammo really quick and probably had to start over. Mm-hmm. But I like the RE2 right away is running's an option and you should run now. Just get out of there.
Yeah.
Kyle Lee, Happy New Year Jones, and Huber. 2018 is finally in the books, and it was an intense year for me in gaming. When I first started submitting to the showcase, I talked about my battle against the backlog. Well, over the last year, I made some serious headway, finishing 20 games and playing countless others. I got my first platinum in Spider-Man, and now have 2 100% story runs and 100% in all 3 DLCs. I finally got to Horizon Zero Dawn, which is now my second platinum, a game that is so good it makes me reconsider my GOTYs list from the previous year. I put in 45 hours into The Witcher 3 before needing to step away. I beat my first ever Mario, Odyssey, my first Pokemon since Fire Red, Sun, and my first Yakuza, Kiwami, but I'm currently about 40 hours into Yakuza 0. I went back and caught games that had passed me by when I beat Mass Effect Andromeda, unjustly maligned, though not perfect, and Batman Arkham Knight, maybe my least favorite game I finished this year.
Ooh. Too much Batmobile, probably.
Add in Red Dead 2, Super Smash Ultimate, Life is Strange, WWE 2K19's career mode, please play this, Huber, it's buck wild, and Nier Automata, and we're still nowhere near the full list. The number one thing I can take away from the past year is that I've never had such a varied gaming diet. True, that was my 2018 as well, and it was great. I went outside of my comfort zone to try new things and had incredible moments of excitement. I even finally tried to get into online multiplayer for the first time in my life, with Overwatch showing me how fun it can really be. When I was looking at my list early last month, I had a sudden hankering for a solid 7, which led me to the final game I beat of the year. Murdered Soul Suspect was $2 on PSN last month.
Swimming in 7.
And I knew my choice was made. It was short, it wasn't going to be a masterpiece, and I could just kick back and enjoy. This game is the perfect 7. Though Ben did not agree when he reviewed it, he gave it a 5.5. The story is basic, but has decent twists and turns, and I just love being a ghost detective.
Yeah.
Biggest complaint would be the stealth combat against the demons, which just get annoying. I ended up shouting, could you just go back to being a fun game, when the demonic scream would let you know that they arrived. My resolution for 2019 is continue to get more creative with my game choices to branch out and try new stuff. I'm looking forward to everything y'all do in the coming year. Love and respect, Kyle Goldilocks Lee. P.S. Spider-Man is Goaty. Arthur Morgan is best character. Boop. The sevens. I love it.
Murdered soul
So
suspect.
good. So good.
I liked it.
I know. How does that happen? How did all no matter who we have on the showcase, it's just like all the comments come out. The bad ones too, where they're just like hated God of War, don't like westerns.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, all right, let's do it. Nora Dennington, hey Brandon plus Huber. I originally planned a year in review post, but realized that this basically took all year too, so here goes. Late 2017, I finally got into the Yakuza series, and since then I played through every entry I could leading to 6, so I thought to give them each short reviews. Slight Yakuza spoilers ahead, I hope you enjoy.
Mute it.
I'll wait, I'll do this.
Mute it.
I'll do this when we're done. Okay. Yakuza 0, still one of my favorites in the series. Zero fleshed out Majima as one of the deepest characters in the whole series, while making a prequel that made a decent impact on the rest of the series. I'm still salty that the disco minigame stayed in 0, but I'll give it a 10. Kiwami, a good remake for what it had to work with. Most of the sub-stories boil down to someone tries to scam Kiryu, but Kiwami added some important connections between 0 and 1, taking Nishiki from a one-note villain to one of my favorite characters of all time. This is a 9. Kiwami 2. I skipped 2 during the series playthrough because it wasn't remade yet, but what I've played is a delight. Taking the fantastic experience system from 6, adding more to tie into 0, Kiwami 2 feels like a proper new entry, 9.5. Number 3. This game probably has the best vibes in the series, since Kiryu has fully left the Yakuza and become an orphanage owner. Throughout the story, you help your orphans with minor problems, and it fleshes out Sunshine Orphanage as a truly unforgettable place. The main plot is simple, but the Okinawan Yakuza are extremely charming. 9. 4. I found Yakuza 4 to be really wonderful. Akiyama is one of my favorite new favorite characters. Sejima, too, even with his simple fighting style. At first, I didn't care for Tanimura, but the way his backstory factors into the greater narrative redeems him. Waiting to play as Kiryu until the end seems tough, but the wait is definitely worth it. Also a 9.5. Also a 9. 5. At first, I really enjoyed 5. Kiryu's life as an undercover taxi driver was compelling, but halfway through Chapter 2, the game forces you to become a hunter in the middle of nowhere for 2 hours. Alongside that, the final character in Shinada's arc could have been removed, and I wouldn't care. That being said, the finale is magnificent, which brings us to an 8. 6. I could quickly tell that this game was going to be one of my favorites. All of the new characters have some of the most expressive faces I've ever seen, and the story presents an interesting mystery that has a worthwhile payoff. By the credits, I managed to be invested in every single character with a perfect culmination to end Kiryu's story. An absolute 10. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. And by the time I finished 6, I knew that this is one of my favorite series of all time, one that I'll always be there for. Happy Showcase, Green Bendy. Okay.
Excellent.
All right, we're done. Spoilers over.
I need more Yakuza. I need more.
I'm sorry,
Judge
not
eyes, I
enough.
guess.
No, yeah. And early impressions are really good.
Yeah.
Well, schmuck. Hey, allies. Ever since I beat God of War earlier last year, I'm pretty much only playing one game until Remake 2 comes out. Is it Red Dead Redemption 2? No, that's still in the shrink wrap. Is it Spider-Man? No, I got the noir outfit and kind of stopped caring after that. I love it. I love the hot takes. Is it Let's Go Eevee? Nah, I got the Silphco Tower and stopped there because portal puzzles are just dumb.
Fair.
The answer is Monster Hunter World. Nice. I've got about 300 hours into the PS4 version and just passed the 100-hour mark on PC. I've made the best armor available and have killed the hardest monsters many times over, including the Kulve Taroth raid. And I've participated in the seasonal events to get the great outfits that go with them. I've done it all with the lance as my main weapon. I love the lance because it feels like a fighting game in the sense that you're playing a spacing game with the monsters. You counter and punish the monsters with your counter and power guards, but only after you have learned their specific attacks, their movements, their timings, and their tells as to when they will do what moves. It feels like you as a player have to get better instead of relying on mindless grinding and number increased dopamine. And while there is still an RNG element regarding decorations and the weapons that drop from Kulve Taroth, you are rewarded with the materials to make even better gear only after proving you can beat the monster without it. This brings me to my concern about yearly GOTY discussions. It feels like games will not win unless they are more of a guided experience. I say guided as opposed to linear because There are plenty of open world games that win GOTY awards, but I mean guided in the sense that the progression of getting better might involve some level of skill, but more only involves might involve some level of skill, but more so involves only the investment of time. Time to progress through the narrative, time to grind players, time to grind those numbers up by mashing through encounters, etc. Monster Hunter World gives players more of a rewarding feeling because they require you to get better, not just your XP bar. You dodged that attack. You broke that tail. You learned from your mistakes and applied that knowledge. Don't get me wrong, guided games can still evoke a lasting emotional impact and affect players in amazing and meaningful ways. I just feel that all too often, games like Monster Hunter that offer deep gameplay don't get as much credit as games that instead offer deep story. Should a game that provides meaningful and rewarding gameplay for hundreds of hours not win because the story didn't make players cry or gasp in shock? Personally, I prefer a game that makes me want to keep playing because it's fun, as opposed to continuing on because I just haven't seen the credits yet. Love and respect, Will Schmuck. I've been there. The emotion.
Yeah, Jones has been there.
Specifically when Last of Us beat GTA 5. I was like, great, GTA 5 didn't make you cry. I'm sorry. That was my big, when I got burnt. I was like, meh.
And I was there with Evil Within. People didn't like it because it was too hard.
I mean, Oscars, hello. You gotta make people cry. You got it. I have to shed at least one tear or you're not winning that gold. It's not happening. It's the funniest comedy I've seen in years.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna win.
Nope.
It's not gonna happen.
Nope.
Bite-sized manga. Happy New Year, allies. As I promised last month, I am here to deliver my manga awards for 2018. But first, some criteria. 1, I must have read all nominees in the last 12 months. 2, any series can be nominated regardless of the year it was first published, and each entry can only appear in one category. We kick off this year's awards like every show should, with the power of love.
Nice. The power of love.
And the nominees for the best romance manga of 2018 are Our Happy Hours, Otonari Complex, Horimiya, and Princess Jellyfish. And the winner of Best Romance Title of 2018 is Princess Jellyfish. For its heartfelt fusion of romance and comedy with an eccentric cast and beautiful art. It was well ahead of the other nominees.
I like the name. I've never heard of any of these.
I know, this is great. No, again, I love this. From the doki doki feeling of love to intense actions you can only get from the world of sports. And the nominees for my Best Sports Manga of 2018 are My Ball, Rikodu, Welcome to the Ballroom, and Teppu. And the winner of Best Sports Title of 2018 is the high-intense female soccer feast that is My Ball, for delivering an over-the-top action manga with a truly standout style and solid comedy beats. From the intense world of sports animation to another world entirely, and the nominees for Best Fantasy Manga are I was reincarnated as a hot spring in an alternate world, and I'm way too effective. It's the title. Drifters, Tsuyokute New Saga, and Goblin Slayer. And the winner of the Best Fantasy Manga of 2018 is the sometimes graphic but ever engrossing Goblin Slayer, for its ability to deliver a realistic journey, a realistic fantasy world amidst the mountain read this year.
I'm not saving the world.
I know. Two shout outs for Goblin. I love it. We should have known. Should have seen that one coming. From the worlds of might and magic to orcs filled with Onks. ONCS, might be a spelling mistake.
Wait.
Filled with headstrong protagonists fueled by the power of youth. Yeah, sorry.
Is Goblin Slayer an anime or a manga, or
Sounds like both.
Are they both?
Sounds like both.
Okay, I need to hop into Goblin Slayer.
And the nominees for Best Shonen are My Hero Academia, Dr. Stone, Fire Force, and One Piece.
My Hero wins.
For its ability to keep me invested in its characters and world, I award My Hero Academia for the title of Best Shonen. From stories of heartfelt battles to the pages of the hard R. And the nominees for Best Seinen R.
Not even a Boruto nomination for Shonen? Come on now.
Is Boruto manga? Is it a Boruto manga? Do you know?
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
I'm assuming that's Seinen, Seinen, the more adult manga. Correct me if I'm wrong. Seinen, might be Seinen. And the nominees are Boys on the Run, Vineland Saga, 7 Billion Needles, and I Am a Hero. For me, a great seinen needs grit. It needs over-the-top violence, but above all else, it needs to be emotional. And the winner of the Best Seinen Manga of 2018 goes to Vineland Saga, for giving me everything I look for when it comes to this genre, plus it contains one of the best characters of the year, Thorkel, a bloodthirsty eccentric who dual wields axes.
Yo.
Nobody's telling me how to pronounce that. All right, but nice.
What was that one called?
Saga? It might be Vinland Saga.
Dude,
Vinland
Vinland Saga.
Oh, Vinland. Sorry,
Somebody gave me
Vinland Saga.
Volume
Seinen.
1, and I read a ton of it, like hundreds of pages of this. It's amazing. Vinland Saga is amazing. Viking anime, Jones. Viking manga.
Oh, they made a game. Did they make a game out of that?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Or okay, I think there's a Vinland game. There's a game with Vinland in the title. Vinland's not a word I'm familiar with, so I incorrectly pronounced that.
Someone gave me that. It's amazing.
And for now, some quickfire rounds. Best BL goes to Hine Cure Chaser. Best Yuri goes to the lovely After Hours. And Best Artist of 2018 is awarded to Airi Aki for their breathtaking art in Ran and the Grey World. Ending this month's submission with a big one, my best manga of 2018 goes to Shimanami Tasogare.
Nice.
I was nervous with pronunciations going into that.
Well
but
done, Jones. You did well.
I did not do well, but I'm through it. Outcast Writer. Well, howdy, Jones and Huber.
Howdy.
I hope you both had a Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. I can't wait to see you guys in the new studio. Well, it's January, which means reduced hours and less money to spend on games. So I guess it's a great thing I stocked up in December. It kind of happened without me even planning it. I went into the game store to look for one game and ended up coming out with 6 games that I've been looking to get for months. Then I heard the news that the Super Nintendo Classic was going to be discounted after 2018, so I finally bit the bullet and got the system. I'm now swimming in retro games, and it's a wonderful place to be. I didn't play any games that came out in I had a great, because Troop and I are watching that budget always, and she was like, oh, because I played Pokemon Let's Go with my godson, and like my friend like kept texting me, and she's like, you got just one match, please, he's dying, like he really wants to play with you. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. And then I went, and they were like, you don't have Nintendo Online. I was like, oh yeah, I haven't gotten that yet. And I like asked Amanda, and she was like, you gotta play with Max. I'm like, $20 a year. She's like, oh, okay, fine, do it. I'm like, yeah. So
$20 a year.
That opened up all those great NES games. So I played a bunch of those. I didn't play any games that came out in 2018, so I don't have a horse in the race. But if I had to guess Easy A's GOATY, I'm gonna go with God of War. Nothing too much more to say except that it was great to play with a wonderful crossover game, Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, although I was a little disappointed that the game only paid cameos and lip service to their respective series, with the exception of the 4 main characters. Good game, still feels like a very big missed opportunity. Speaking of missed opportunities, when is the Switch going to get a game from either one of those series? Good question. That was actually one of my, when the Switch first came out, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So I guess there's a bunch of franchises that are gonna have to grow up a little bit, and like leave the 3DS.
Advanced Wars.
Oh, dude.
Please.
Yeah, that'd be really, really good. I'm starting to get a little worried about either one of them never showing up on Nintendo's newest platform. Anyway, have a great month. You guys are the best. Love and respect.
Love and respect.
FS Now Zombie or F Snow Zombie? I can never remember. Hello, Brandon and Huber. I don't have any art to show off this month, so I want to make a top list of my favorite games of the year. I don't know how many will fit in with the word limit, but I'll do as many as I can. 1, Smash Bros. Ultimate, my game of the year. I'm an insane fanboy when it comes to Smash Bros. It's one of the very few games where I confidently say that I'm pretty good. And this game's content alone had me floored. I haven't even finished World of Light, but I love this game to bits. And I know it's dumb for the vast majority, but I love that mini MP3 functionality. Some Smash music is so good to work with, I'm telling you. I love that you can go through all the sounds too, and I guess the Snake, one of the Snake's quotes is "Mother," and someone's like, "What?
Mother?
When the hell does Snake say that?
Yeah,
Under what
what
circumstances does Snake go, Mother?"
Peace Walker, maybe? Like, what?
Wow, they dig deep.
What?
Number 2, Celeste. This game hit me hard with how they handled panic attacks and anxiety in general. It's a tough platformer that threw me into an emotional journey I was not ready for, but I thank it for it. A really important game for me this year. Number 3, God of War. This is a beautiful game, a technical marvel, and also, when it hit me around 10 hours that the game hadn't cut a single time, I was like, damn. And when a game has you in tears of excitement when you get an item later on, it's one of your favorite games. Even though I don't think I'll replay it, but I'll eagerly wait for the next one. 4, Spider-Man, another beautiful technical marvel. This not so much in the visuals for me. They are super pretty, but New York is just not as whimsical as Nordic mythology. And this will be a very minor for a lot of people. But the amount of transitions of animations from swinging to any other activity, all the way Spider-Man flips and weaves through the city, all the attack swings, all super flashy and buttery smooth transition between them, had me in awe. And of course, the story was a fantastic Spider-Man story. 5, Gorogoa. I don't really have much to say about Gorogoa, other than it's arguably the best puzzle game I've played in this decade. Mind-bending puzzles that blow your mind every time you get them. It's short, sweet, and a masterpiece. Number 6, Monster Hunter World. This game is pure fun. The second I was done with the hunt, I was ready for the next. I played this earlier in the year when it came out on PS4 alone, and then on PC with some friends when that came out, and I fell in love all over again. I don't think I can go back to OG Monster Hunter now, but I'm not sad. I'm excited for more. I do hope they keep doing both World and Classic series, though, and I'm approaching the limit, so I'll leave it here. Happy New Year's, allies.
Happy New Year.
How are we doing on comments? 2 more pages of comments.
What?
And then it gets more water. What?
We're already
And
there?
then, oh, dude, and then all the art and
Nice.
the music. Yeah, just the comments. Oh, is it going too fast?
Yeah, flying by.
I love you, Huber. James Vest. I hope that you two had a good time during the holidays. I had a good time myself during the holidays. As far as video games, I played a lot of Smash Brothers. Spells out brothers. Brothers. Ever since I got that game, it has been pretty much the only game that I have played. I'm not a hardcore Smash fan, but the fact that they added Chrom gave me a character that I had to master in main. There are so many games I have to look forward to this year. Ace Combat 7, Kingdom Hearts 3, Animal Crossing Switch.
Animal Crossing.
Daemon X Machina, and of course, Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I think this could be another great year to go with the amazing last 2 years. RB. Hello, Jones and Huber. I hope you both had lovely holidays and anticipate the new year. Time has flown, but you guys still carry the same vibes from when I first pledged 3 years ago, while also evolving so much. Here's to another jolly year for Easy A. My last 2 posts were about my mother's first 2 games, Final Fantasy 15 and Yakuza 0, which she adored. I saw some people asking, so I thought I'd answer this. She's in her 50s and teaches kindergarten. She's sweet, she's kind, she's a cancer survivor, and just wants to live her life while trying new things. We've had several mom cancer survivors.
Yes.
Shout out to all of them.
Shout out.
I treasure this shared hobby. She's amazing, and I love her, and I want to share that. So thank you guys for letting me do that. Her 3rd game was Final Fantasy XIV, but saving that for Damiani. At the request of Jones, Ben, and chat, her 4th game, Nier Automata, where she got about 3 hours in and said, maybe later, giving it no score. The moving around looked pretty, gameplay didn't interest her. Sorry, guys. So, for her 5th game, she went with Persona. I showed her clips from the series in the Persona 4 Golden opening, setting, and the Persona 4 Golden opening plus setting sold her real quick. About a month, some hiccups with controls, and 100 screenshots sent later, she saw the true ending. I can't remember if either you or Huber have played P4, so I'll try to generally summarize the essay she sent me. Parts she enjoyed. Favorite character? Kanji. Social link?
Nice.
Death. Song, Nevermore. Inaba nails the feel of a small town in Japan. Having grown up in one herself, the nostalgia hit her hard. Going to school daily, working part-time jobs, managing a schedule to hang out with friends, and having to actively build bonds, all in a game, blew her mind. She gushed about this a lot.
Yes.
She loved strategizing with the combat and became obsessed with fusing personas. Yes! The focus around facing and accepting oneself was absolutely beautiful to her. The ending, though bittersweet, was perfect. Left her teary. Now, the big grievances. Unappealing repetitive layout and music of the dungeons.
The dungeons.
She never wants to hear the 2nd or 3rd dungeon theme again. Save stations. In her words, please just let me save anywhere. The teacher Kashiwagi, too creepy. Overall, delighted by the idea of a game where a majority of one's time was spent just living life in a small town. She's proud to say she reads all the books, fused all available personas, and only missed one social link. Sorry, it was a cozy interactive story that incorporated the ordinary aspects of life along the way wonderfully. 9.5 out of 10. So far, we've had 3 winners. Only a secret until Damiani's turn, and 1 not so hot. I'll end posing the same question. Any game suggestions to add to her list of potential choices? She wants to play Persona 5 eventually, but
Persona
loves
5?
more options. Cheers.
Persona 5, let's go. Right on in. What about The Witcher 3?
These are so intense. I want to throw Journey
Yeah.
at her, or Portal, or something. You know,
Yeah.
give her a little
Something
some
chill.
3-hour wonder to enjoy
Good call, Jones.
before she dives back in. Seems like she liked it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Ian Alexander, Happy New Year, Brandon and Huber. Resident Evil 2 coming out this month. Whoa. Seems too good to be true. I think I will play the Resident Evil HD remaster to celebrate. I haven't played it since the GameCube. I loved RE7, so I have high hopes for the RE2 remake. Let's keep the hype train rolling, Capcom. Choo-choo! Love and respect, Ian, a.k.a. Alexander Arts. Love it. just in here to just bring it up. John Koenig. Hello, Brandon and Huber. With 2018 finished, I want to go over some of my most memorable games of the year, and for no reason at all, give them a score. Far Cry 5. Do I have to get attacked every 20 seconds? Far Cry 5 is a game that
Dude,
absolutely...
the damn airplanes. Do you remember that?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like Fortnite, you know. You can hear him. Far Cry 5 is a game that absolutely never wants you to let your guard down, enjoy the scenery, or really just have even the slightest moment of peace ever. Just getting from point A to point B got so exhausting, I would just fast travel as much as possible, which is really disappointing because the game is very pretty, and it would have been nice to get the chance to just look around. Final score, 5.8. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. This one is conflicting for me. On one hand, the visuals and music are amazing. The gameplay is fluid, fun bosses, and there's a great sense of exploration with the castle feeling truly alive and open. On the other hand, the second half of the game is just the first half but upside down? Nope. Bail. Final score, 7.9. But... instantly turns it around. Number 3, Dragon Quest Builders. The scope and aimlessness of Sandbox can be overwhelming and frees me up while I try to figure out what I should do next, but Builders has a great solution for this by being a mission-driven game. Whenever I'm unsure of what to do next, one of my townspeople probably has something for me to do, whether that's going out to find an item, a person, or to construct a new type of building. Then I have an idea for something I really want to build. Then there's typically no ticking clocks I have to worry about. The low difficulty, great music, and fun visuals help to make a great game to just unwind with. Final score 9.1. Builders beating Symphony of the Night?
One of the greats. Builders.
What if I bring Builders today, this month? That'd be so bold. Bring Builders. Woo. I love it. But yeah, that's one of the things that's so great. And he says there's no ticking clock. One of the things that I love about Builders is there is an achievement to beat each chapter in a certain amount of time. Oh. And I never did that, and I regret going back.
That's cool.
Because that'd be really fun to like just map it out and like have
cool.
a list of like, okay, then I do this, then I do this.
That's cool.
Skip the missions you don't need to do. Chainsaw's coming. Are you ready? He's at the door. I put a spell on it. He can't get in, but you will hear the chainsaw coming. Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion. Octo Expansion is structured very similarly to the main campaign, which is a series of stages where you typically have to get through an obstacle course. What Octo Expansion does so much better than the main campaign is the amount of variety within these stages. While many stages are an obstacle course, there are many ways you might have to go about this, such as having to escort a large ball with you, having a limited amount of ink, or being locked into one of the special modes like the jetpack. Along with these are some great puzzle-based stages, the standouts being a giant game of pool and using your weapon to carve out a statue made of crates. Then, once you've done all of that, you get thrown a twist I can only describe as completely bonkers. Octo Expansion is legitimately one of the best pieces of DLC I've ever experienced. Final score 9.5. That's it for now. Next month I'll talk about my 2 favorite games of the year and some other general thoughts on 2018. Love and respect, John.
Love and respect.
Love and respect. And now with the final comment from Tegan Combati, who barely slipped in. This morning when I booted it up to print it out, I was like, I wonder, and refresh, and I was like, oh, Tegan, right under the wire. It's the night before. I don't think I actually add that to the description, and I should say, like, I should give you a date, like, by this time this is the cutoff. A lot of people don't read that stuff anyway, but you snuck in, Tegan. Hello, Jones and Huber. I apologize, and Tegan is the last one, so if you were after Tegan, you missed it. Hello, Jones and Huber. I apologize. I've not posted a showcase comment in a while. However, I just wanted to say Happy New Year and good luck with the studio's future. It really is amazing how far everything has come, and you all deserve the utmost success for your work. Thank you for all your effort. I truly do appreciate it. Love and respect, Tegan. P.S. Super hyped for RE2 Remake. Let's go Capcom. Bring back Shinji Mikami for RE8. He said he was into the idea at least once. Also, God of War for Game of the Year, please. Love and respect. Cheers, mates. Long Rifle Jack. Some Huber shoutouts right at the end there.
Big time. Bring him back.
All the God of War love and the RE2 hype.
Mikami returns.
You're in the middle. All right. Let's let them use the chainsaw a little bit while I refill the water. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I'll definitely have Code Veronica finished at some point here before Resident Evil 2 comes out. That'll be maybe next week or the week after. Pretty much at the end there.
All right. Woo. Okay. Time to get small. All right. Kicking off our drawings and art is Tyson Wynn. Hello, holidays were busy, but now there's another year of games to look forward to. I can't wait to play Resident Evil 2 Remake, and I'm hopeful they'll add a multiplayer Mercenaries mode, which are some of my favorite minigames.
Yo, dude.
And Kingdom Hearts 3 has been a much anticipated game for a very long time. As crazy as the story has gotten, I'm still gonna cry during those credits. Anyway, here's some art. Another game mock-up. Dude, you're gonna love this, man.
Oh, God.
Get ready, dude.
I'm not ready.
You're not. None of you are ready for this.
I'm not ready.
Here's some art. Another game mock-up, this time with 6 frames. It's Mysterious Monsters, but without the questions and more beat 'em up? Question mark? The game show is a ways out, but I loved watching the playtest and can't wait to see what you all do with it. Happy New Year's. I know you're excited about the game show. I'm excited about the game show. We all want this to happen. I want this so bad, I cannot even tell you. And again, just all of you, like, you are not ready.
I'm nervous.
Boom.
Dude.
Okay, so we got the loading screen on top left. We got all of the characters.
Yep.
This is the only place I believe in the game that I am featured. I'm not exactly sure who I am. I might be in the front there. Top middle, we got Damiani laying the punishment down below, kicking a skeleton.
That double dragon combo
Brad
right there.
comes flying in.
Liu Kang
One
style.
hit kill. You got the what's the cinema monster? The film freak or what?
Yeah, the film Freako.
Is there, and I believe that's Don Bossman, and I don't know who the red shirt is. It might be me. It might be me in the red shirt. I don't know. The black hair is throwing me off. Then we got the character select. Blood is selected. Sophie, I don't like. Somebody picked Sophie, I guess. A couple of the characters are still locked. You got the Fortnite overworld with the bus dropping in.
Oh my gosh.
Not sure how that plays.
Yeah.
And then you got Ben on the pachinko machine, just looking like the nervous Ben in the bottom right, like I don't know. And you got like the icon on the
lucky
top
hit.
to show like where you drop it in for lucky hit.
Yeah.
I mean, like all of these are really great. I love a good allies character select screen. The top middle though,
Yeah.
I'm breaking out sweats just looking at that, man. It is so great.
Double dragon.
And it looks like there's so much to this. I'm just freaking out, Tyson.
Sign
Just
me
really,
up.
really incredible. And the fact that Tyson bangs these out every single month,
So sick.
really, really incredible. So that ultimate Brad drop kick, boom. Really incredible, Tyson. Yeah, good stuff. Kit Snow, hi Jones and Huber. I was hoping to put together a short progress video of an axe I'm working on, but with the weather being what it is in Canada, I haven't had much
Burnside's
opportunity to work on it proper. Instead, here's some drawings I did of my own spider sona. I was inspired to make after seeing people make their own after watching Into the Spider-Verse. Their name is Silk or Silent Spider. And I love this. I didn't really know this was a thing that they encouraged, but of course, you know, that like all of these, you know, all these spider characters. And so you can create your own. I love that.
Yeah.
And it, you know, it got me thinking because, like, you know, Batman's my fave. And I love Batman. And I love the dimensions. One of my favorite Batman moments in animated anything is when they, like, cross over into a world where all the Justice League is dead except for Batman. And then Batman helps him get back home. And I've said this before a billion times. Like, right before Wonder Woman steps through the portal to go home, she's like, wait a minute. If we do this, you're dead. And Batman's like, I know. And she's like, you're cool with that? He's like, very cool. Please do it immediately. And she's like, all right. But I like self-sacrifice. But when you go into these other dimensions, it's always Bruce Wayne. I mean, they have twisted it, changed it a couple times, but it's always like someone close to him.
Yeah.
And I just love the idea of it's like, no, it's not Peter. It's some totally different person. The spider chooses. You know, it's really, really neat. It's neat actually seeing the way that spider travels into the Spider-Verse.
Dude,
I thought that was
so
really cool.
hype.
Actually, that when he gets bit, that's actually probably one of my favorite moments from that movie. I really liked it. I just saw it 2 nights ago.
Really like the one leg.
Yeah, just hanging there.
So cool.
And if that wasn't enough,
Nice.
yeah, Kid always brings good stuff. Thank you, Kid. What do you? If you're gonna go by Silk or Silent Spider, I like Silk.
Silk.
I think Silk. I love the multiple eyes.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Kid. Noah Weinstein. Hi, guys. It's been kind of an exhausting month with the holidays and family stuff, but I finally got myself a PS4 and tore through Spider-Man. A lot of first-time PS4 owners here, and I love it. and tore through Spider-Man, which is pure unadulterated joy and maybe my favorite characterization of Peter Parker. You know what was really nice is that first character trailer when I saw like Norman Osborn and Peter for the first time. I was like, like a little uncanny valley.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be into these characters and story and stuff, and then just like love it so much. Just like Arthur Morgan, some of my favorite Spider-Man moments were just things he said. Offhanded
totally.
stuff. Blood
quips.
messaged me and he's like, I thought they'd bring up the Avengers more. He's like, I was surprised JJ didn't bring up Avengers. And it's like, oh, good point. Like, he didn't bring up any of the Daredevil or anybody.
Yeah.
And I like that Peter does. Like, he's chasing pigeons in one mission and he's like, the Avengers never have to do this, I bet. You know, like, so, yeah. Yeah, just his little side comments were really, really good.
Spider Cop.
Spider-Punk forever. I know the showcase is going to be stuffed full of goatee lists, but I did want to shout my personal goatee, The Missing J.J. McField and the Island of Memories. Do not worry, Ian will be pushing that game hard. Please play The Missing. It's like 7 hours long at most and genuinely shook me to my core, even though it took me a while to get through because I'm terrible at puzzles.
Me too.
It's one of the most surprising, nuanced, and emotionally aware stories I've ever experienced, and I want everyone on the planet to buy it. I think Missing and Celeste and Obra Dinn are like they're just like burning through my backlog right now. So
Nice.
I will definitely try to check those out in the 2 weeks we have before Goaties. And I want everyone on the planet to play it. What I'm actually here to showcase is in that a few days I'm releasing my 4th EP. It's Continental Drift, which is a songwriting and music project I've basically been using to document my last years as a teenager. It was a little stressful to produce. I know you're celebrating that. I'm so ready for you not to be a teenager more. Every time people are like, I'm a teenager, I'm just like, wrap it up. Come on, let's get, come on. Get old like the rest of us. I mean that is, but it's like I'm old. I'm gonna be 40 next month, so I want you also to be old. Nothing against teenagers. Which is a songwriting and music project. I was a little stressful to produce a 6-track album in my living room in under 3 weeks, but I think it turned out really well. It's called Molotov Mocktail, and if anyone's interested, they can check out the Continental Drift They can check out Continental-Drift, regular spelling, .bandcamp.com on January 6th to hear it or listen to the other 3 EPs I've released this year and a half right now. Here's the cover art to show off. I hope you guys had a relaxing holiday. Sorry for crushing this with the chainsaw. It will be leaving soon. Very late with the chainsaw. He's very usually shows up earlier, which is why I'm surprised. Look at that. Love that.
Dude.
Love the old school vibe of it too. Like I imagine you just put that art together recently, but like I love that looks like an LP from the 70s, and I'm into it.
Continental Drift, giving me like Tycho vibes.
And the campfire vibes. I'm here. I'm here for campfire vibes.
Sick.
Here's the cover art to show up. I hope you guys had a relaxing holiday. 2019 is shaping up to be a landmark year for Easy A, and I can't wait to see where it takes you. Love and respect, and a little heart.
Love and respect.
I don't mention the emojis very often. We got a little heart there from the end.
Anytime there's a heart.
No, I love it. I can't wait to see that come together. See? Does that put the nerves in? When people are like, can't wait to see the studio. Like, can't wait to see the album, Noah.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear it.
Yep. I'll be listening.
Hey. Lynn Leach. Hello, Jones and Huber. Hey, everybody. I've got a little quick painting for you guys today. I made it as a gift for a future roommate. I'm moving to Florida to work as an intern at Walt Disney World in about a week here. Lynn, I need those stories. I need those Walt Disney World intern stories, please. I live for that, and I'm losing my mind.
Give me the leaks.
Give me the leaks. Okay, not the leaks.
Give me the leaks.
If you want to DM me some Disney World leaks, that's fine. But no, But I ended up being very proud at how it came out, so I thought I'd show you. Yeah.
Dude, Twilight Town.
You know what? I didn't know what it was, and now I know.
Kingdom Hearts?
When I got the image, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's a popsicle. And
Yeah.
now I like literally I open up the image, I'm like, I should know it. Of course.
Got it
of course.
memorized, Jones?
Yeah. That cutscene, that
Gears of War?
that Leon RE4 decapitation cutscene.
Oh, yeah. One of the best. One of the best.
I'm very proud with how it came out, so I thought I'd show you. I had a lot of fun with the colors in the background and painting the text. And we also have this.
Nice.
Yeah. Doesn't really show up in the images, but I went a little overboard with gold paint, so it shimmers like nobody's business, which I love. Best wishes in the new year, Lynn. Nice.
Very nice. Kingdom Hearts 3 is real. And it's coming. Is that crazy? It's
It'll
coming.
make a lot of people mad if it's not.
Some of the last minute delay. Oh my god. That would be crazy.
January's the time to strike. They're gonna own this month, man.
Yeah.
That February NPD list is gonna be easy one to answer.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm sure RE2 sold well, but no, it's all right. There's a lot of leaves right there, apparently. Just right there.
Just right in the corner.
There's a great number of leaves. Sorry, Chimnuan, I'm powering through. Hello, Jones and Huber. 2018 was a pretty cool year for gaming, and I managed to somehow dive into all the games I really wanted to play. December, I finished Shenmue 1, final 2 DLCs of Spider-Man, and played some Mega Man 11. Looking into January, I already have a few locked on that might be the best of the month, which used to be a quiet time, just like for movies. Onimusha, first time that's been uttered during this showcase, Huber. Tales of Vesperia, Ace Combat 7, and Resident Evil 2, and for others, Kingdom Hearts 3 too. And seeing where we are and seeing what we are and possibly will be getting, it's just going to be another good year. Only few things disappointed me last year. Biggest was probably one that had a moment that totally ruined a pretty enjoyable game. A Way Out. Didn't enjoy much of the holidays since I was oof, no context.
Yeah, I was ready for the reasoning. What? What happened?
Didn't want Way Out spoilers, I guess.
Dang it.
On the edge of your seat.
Okay.
Didn't enjoy much of the holidays since I was working except on Christmas Eve. Anyway, here's a few drawings I did. I love the chewing on the head.
Awesome.
And a little bit of saliva popping up. Is that blood coming out of his head?
Yeah, it looks like
That's a solid stream. He does not seem
Yeah.
happy about that. Happy New Year, and may this year be another great year for you and all the people in this community and beyond. Love and respect, Tirju Engi, aka Chimnuan.
Dude, I love his drawing.
No context for these pictures, so I guess we just gotta guess. Samanosuke. I was gonna say we should guess who they are, but I missed the name.
I can't handle it.
Of course we know Samanosuke. They all look like the arm man with the eye.
I can't handle it. January, dude.
Dude, that's like one of those. And then
January.
Tirju's in chat right there. It's obvious that people have played it. Oh, okay. Man, that first time that you were like, okay, how does this work? And you hold on the button.
Oh, so
You're like,
satisfying.
ooh, that feels good.
So good.
Ooh. And you almost kind of don't want to pick them up because you want to wait
Yeah.
until there's a lot
But
of
then
them.
they disappear.
Yeah, they do. That's right.
So it
Oh,
encourages.
and that's the challenge. You're
Yeah.
right.
Gotta
Man,
kill him
that
quick.
game is going to come rushing.
I know.
Every new environment I go into will be like, oh, right.
I will die at
This
that
boss, that's
underwater
right.
puzzle. There's like a water puzzle, Jones. Gets me every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was the only code I asked for this month because I didn't want that RA2 code because I might
Yeah.
need to take my time with that game. It's around my birthdays. We're moving in. There's a lot of stuff going on. But that Onimusha code was like,
Bring it.
first one to him, second
It's probably
one.
gonna be like
second
20
one
bucks.
right here.
$20 probably.
Getting that code.
I wonder what
When are we gonna get that
that'll
code?
cost.
John Wingate with our last piece of art for the month, and the chainsaw has left the building. Might come back. You never know. They come back for seconds sometimes.
They do. They do.
I get this wrong. It's not Wing Attackus. It's Wingaticus.
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 Boom.
Nailed it.
Gattaca.
Wingaticus here. Hey, Brandon and Huber. Thanks for all the creative inspiration and everything you all do. Knew we could make it to that studio one day. Brandon, in your best Southern cowboy voice, can you yell, "Hey, Ma, I just won some manime." Manime, specifically. M-A-N-I-M-E. I'll do it one more time. Hey, Ma, I just won some manime. Thanks. Here's some Mario Paint art I made years ago. Mario Paint hype. Except the last one that's black and red. This one's kind of brand new, started years ago, but just finished it recently. And this image is not going to be, whatever you have in your head right now is not what's about to come at you. You are not prepared for this. Get ready. Doctor Who intro. Boo-woo. Look at that.
I've never seen.
I want that on a
Jones.
rug.
I'm sorry.
You know what?
I've never seen Doctor Who. I'm sorry.
That's fine. The opening is very psychedelic.
Nice.
And they change it every time there's a new Doctor.
Cool.
It's like very remember the screensavers from the old days?
Yeah.
You ever just stare at those for 5 minutes? Remember when
Always.
those were like entertaining
Yep.
enough?
Yep.
Anyway, here's some Mario Paint art I made years ago, except the last one that's black and red. That one is kind of brand new, started years ago, but finished it recently. The main stamp used was made by my best friend Jamie, who sadly passed away last year in July. So it was made in honor of him. With all the love and respect, stay easy. It's the latest 3 pics in the link. Thank you. And again, it's a good time to mention, you can check all this stuff out if you want to download any of these or use these. See the high-res art. A lot of these people also posted, I try to mention those whenever I can. They'll post, a lot of that will come up in the songs that we talk about. Obviously, if there's a SoundCloud link, go check out the other stuff that they have there. And some people posted stuff. One example of a link that you can check out that we have not shown so far is because I didn't want to spoil it for Huber, but the work in progress of the Shenmue HD VO project.
Excellent.
You can check out the progress on that, but I ask you not to do that and save yourself for the final. We obviously will get you. We'll do that on a group stream. We'll get you on a camera so people can see that reaction.
So hyped.
And then this last one's deep and red and intense, and I love it.
That looks cool.
That's like virtual.
It's like the end of right 2001, like flying.
No,
through.
totally. That's basically the same thing as Doctor Who. Is very, but Doctor Who usually has a lot of like wobbly lines. I love the 90-degree angles here are really, really good.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Thank you to all the people for the drawings and art. Let's move on to some photographs.
Look at this photograph.
Tokyo Slim. I'll kick the first one in here. These are great. These are fun and artistic, and I like them.
Whoa.
In December of 2017, I went to PSX. My two most vivid memories of that trip were with the both of you. So I thought I'd share some of the pics I took during that trip. I hung out at Disneyland with Jones and some of the other allies. I ate a turkey leg, had some Dole Whip. We went on the Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Props for the correct names of those
Big
rides.
Thunder Mountain Railroad.
I can't tell you, Huber, how many times I've taken Amanda to Disneyland.
Big Thunder Mountain?
How many times I've talked to her about that stuff. And she's like, hey, can we go on Cowboy Slam? What is it? And I'm like, I'm going to leave. I'm going to turn around. We're going back to the car if you get it wrong one more time. And I'm like, just take a breath and say it. She's like, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Like, thank you.
Thunder Mountain Railroad.
And a lot of people are like, that haunted house ride's real good. And I'm like, oh boy. Jones has probably told all those stories 100 times before, but I think he just loves Disneyland so much that he doesn't mind.
Jones
live
minds.
for that stuff. I could just imagine Rick Argomanas at this time. He's just sitting there with like a drink, just like, I've heard this story 5 times. You know.
Yeah.
And get ready. Join me on January 20th, Sunday, from 5 to 7 at the bowling alley, Splitsville, I think it's called, for my birthday party.
Nice.
If you're in town and you want to swing by, Sunday, January 20th,
Hit that bowling
5
alley.
p.m.
Throwing strikes.
Yeah, hopefully. I just want to get one strike on my birthday. Come on. Or he's too much of a pro to hide it if he does. After the EZA meetup and what was probably a very long day for Huber, he and I were both walking the same direction. He was going back to his car, and I was heading back to my hotel. He looked and sounded utterly exhausted, but we talked about our excitement for what we'd seen from Yakuza 6 on the PSX floor, Monster Hunter World, and how stacked that year was going to be. I was a little worried about him getting home, but I've been there. I know the feeling. But I feel like as the conversation went on, he started feeling the hype again, and it got him pumped up enough to get home safe, and it clearly worked. It was one of the most fun 4-day weekends of the past few years for me. When it ultimately became clear that PSX wasn't happening this year, it made me sad because this is the stuff I feel that I miss doing again. Hopefully PSX isn't dead and it's just sleeping. Yeah. It was a hell of a last 12 months, gents. Looking forward to the new studio in year 3. Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
And here are these. I'm guessing this is PSX, just a shot of one of the tents or something.
That looked like lights to me.
You know what that is,
dude.
Yeah,
Splash Mountain.
I just love the silhouette.
Is that the correct name, Jones? Splash Mountain.
Splash Mountain, and love the one in Florida is a little bit better. You can go side by side instead of all having to line up in the front. And love the silhouette here, but you still get the lights from below. And love the space you gave of the sky. Really beautiful shot. That's an iPhone wallpaper right there. I might steal it.
That's phenomenal.
Oh yeah, you know that game. Swords.
Nice.
Have you played Swords a lot? Swords like my go-to, man. I love teaching people swords.
Early iteration.
Yeah, really, really good. Love just the suit. I'm guessing PSX walking around it. That looks like
Spider-Verse.
That looks like possibly convention center. And then this took me a second. When I first saw the picture, I was like, "Happy birthday!" Oh right. Oh yes. Which no context. If you don't know what that is, we're moving on. And now, for some of my favorites, and I just want to tell everybody, please do this if you get a chance. Only one person has sent us these this month, but always open for screenshots.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Brandon and Huber. It's from Sebastian Hall. Hope you are all well and enjoyed the holidays. I know that I did. Finally got a chance to fly home to Sweden and see family and friends that I haven't seen in way too long. This month, I'm going to go back to talk about something which I haven't touched on for a while: Star Citizen. As you may remember, let me get some of these screenshots up. They're nice and wide, so I'll put two on the screen at once. As you may remember, in the last couple of community showcases, I've spoken about my crazy hiking trips and being stuck in the Welsh countryside and whatnot, but now it's back to the games. Whilst I was visiting home, one of the biggest patches for Star Citizen ever finally dropped. I spent an evening around one of my best friend's house, and we discovered what was new. We have gotten a brand new planet and a couple moons, among other things. We were so excited that we jumped into my friend's MISC freelancer and blasted off to Loreville, a new huge city on planet Hurston. I just can think of Planet Houston. They have introduced no-fly zones, so we almost got shot down a dozen times before we managed to call in for a landing request and fly into one of their hangars. Starting to explore by foot inside the city, we quickly got lost, despite the signage, before we eventually found the train transit system, which they implemented in order to quickly get between areas. Don't you love like additions to games that you just jump in? You're just like, no time to read anything. Let's just go. And you're like, what is this? Where am I?
Yes.
Like, I love it. We were a little bit unlucky as we missed the first train and had to wait a whooping 150 seconds before the next one. Wah, wah. Making it to one of the big areas, we discovered that they finally have implemented a shop that we can buy ships in for in-game currency.
Economy.
Just a shame that some of the ships cost way above our budget as for now. They have said that this is to be fine-tuned, but I can't wait to walk in and buy my very own Prospector, Hammerhead, or Arrow ship. Hot take? I don't mind when things are expensive. It never makes me angry.
I
you know,
love it.
a lot of people that really irks them. And I'm not saying they're wrong. It's just like for me personally, when Red did, when people were like, "Whoa, so expensive," I was like, "Let's work, folks. Let's put in those hours."
I like it in single player, but if it's like World of Warcraft and there's inflation, that's a whole nother thing. But I love it. Love economies.
Feels good when you earn it. And when I see somebody who's got, it's like, nice, man.
Yeah.
Just saw your shirt. Instead, we headed back to the hangar where we spawned in the Aegis Saber Comet. I must say that this is my absolute favorite ship thus far in Star Citizen. I can't wait for a chance to own my own. Who knows if we're looking at it right now. Let's get some other screenshots. Take them in. Might be one of these. Look, the city. Look at the city on top.
Unreal game.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I love this. Why I love updates on this, because it's like I am not focusing on this game at all. Unfortunately, we soon got attacked by another player. As I never really have flown with flight sticks before, I quickly got hunted down and blown to pieces. Oh well, at least it was quite an adventure. What games do you love just spending time exploring in? Love and respect, Lotias. We got a question like that during the Q&A, so if you're curious what other people think, you can go back and check those out. I totally cut you off. What were you going to say?
What's the other game? It's Star Citizen and...
EVE Online?
Is it EVE Online?
What, that's like not out? Or what?
The
what
one
do you
where
mean?
like... Yeah, I think it's EVE Online with all the crazy...
Oh, yeah.
Like space travel missions, Elite Dangerous. There
Elite
it is.
Dangerous.
Elite Dangerous.
Okay.
Thank you.
But I think this might be the shop up top there, which is really great. Mm-hmm. And love just like cruising around new areas. I miss playing an MMO. I miss like really being like invested. Because just logging into an MMO and walking around, easy way to spend half an hour for me. Like I've never logged into an MMO and logged out and been like, well, that was a waste of time. Mm-hmm. Just like being in that world. When you could suddenly fly in World of Warcraft, oh man, so good. Love this. Pretty game.
Dude, one of the best looking games. The combat looks really sweet.
Yeah. Oh, this might be the new ship that he was talking about.
Like, will this game pay off?
Yeah.
Will it pay off? We're at like 600
Has
million
it already
now?
paid off? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, Jones play Guild Wars. It's in such a good place right now, and no sub fee. Good to hear Guild Wars is still killing it.
Yeah.
Well, Guild Wars 2, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved when I first heard of a lot of other MMOs have stolen this since, but I love when I first heard of the platforming. Mm-hmm. When they were like, there's a class that you just jump around.
Yeah.
Love that. All right, it's finally time.
Love that
Get those
there's a
on.
single player component too. Squadron 42 for Star Citizen.
Oh, nice.
With like Mark Hamill.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the cutscene.
Yeah.
Dude, Mark Hamill, Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, some big hitters.
I feel like
love that, dude. I
the
love
single player is like an easy way to get people invested and then go to the daunting multiplayer, you know?
Yeah.
So.
It's music time. It's music time.
Nice.
Finally from Matt Bolenbach, who's going straight for my heart. Ahoy, Mr. Jones, Mr. Huber, and my fellow allies. Happy New Year. Let's kick it off with some good energy. I submit a twofer. Friend from the Goonies 2. Shout out to knowing the name of the track.
Yeah.
Friend? I didn't even know the names of the tracks in that game. And The Moon from DuckTales.
Oh, love the moon.
Here's to an amazing 2019 and beyond. Matt B. So this is the original game, and then when it gets to Friend, Matt jumps in and starts laying it down.
Take a sec.
He's just punching the dude over and over again. What do you do? What do you do? See, he probably meant to say, what are you doing?
Yep.
But
Lost in translation.
Lost it a little bit.
For sure.
It's NES, it happens. Oh.
So sweet.
A little bit of transition. Jojo Denko, I did totally skip you. We will get to you, sorry. Yeah, man!
I'm amped right now. I'm ready to go tackle the world. Let's go live our dreams, chat. Professional playthrough right here too.
This is like the song you listen to after you get off the treadmill. This is like the last one you do. It's like, all right,
Yep.
almost done.
Wrapping it up.
Also, respect for doing the classic DuckTales, not
Yeah.
the remake.
Totally.
The original.
Sweet.
Oh, nice. Add it up. Add it up.
So much money.
Really good. Really, really good. Kevin Gillet, hello Hubert and Jones, hello everyone. I hope you enjoyed your break thoroughly, and I'm eagerly anticipating the changes to come. I also might not be in chat this time because there's yet another festive dinner in store for me this evening. Yes, it's evening here. This month, it's almost evening here. This month, as a reminder of the festive season that we all just left behind us, or about to, I'm sharing with you something that's been a musical tradition for me in the past 4 years. Take Christmas carols and reinterpret them as epic. Sort of Zimmer-esque pieces that are frankly better suited for devastating magical spells and galloping through the battlefield than for jolly gift-giving. This year's selection for my epic Christmas of 2018, was O Tannenbaum. Over the last 3 years, I've also done Jingle Bells, Carol of the Bells. Carol of the Bells is also already pretty epic, but Silent Night is not. So Jingle Bells and Silent Night, I'm eager to hear those. So if anyone wants to check these out, I've included a link to the playlist in my post. Happy 2019 to all, and to start us off in a good direction, I'll leave you with some of the last words from the 12th Doctor. Hate is always foolish, and love is always wise. Laugh hard, run fast, be kind. The link for this month's piece of music and the whole playlist for those interested.
Nice.
Love that. grab my laptop and this rocks out.
I'm gonna grab my wand, dude. Prepare for battle. Let's go. On the third day of light, at dawn look to the east. Riders of Rohan, charge! Is it Joel? Bring it down! So epic! So good. Lord of the Rings.
So
dude.
good.
I can't not think of Lord of the Rings.
Tannenbaums. It's barely in there. I'm trying. What's happening? Hold the gates!
Gladiator hype.
Bring me that horizon.
Yeah, now the Pirates vibe right there. Sure.
On my signal, unleash hell! Whoa.
Dude, epic.
Yeah, wow. Merry Christmas.
Can't even
everybody.
handle it.
So
Oh my
good.
God.
VG Junkie. Hey guys, VG Junkie here. Happy New Year. I think my post didn't make it into the last community showcase, so I'm hoping it sticks this time. I moved from gameplay videos to music this time around, and I decided to share a piece I learned about 10 years ago from one of the greats. I've been trying to practice more lately, and this is one of my favorites to play, arranged by an old OC remix guy named Klutz, who's since retired from the scene. His work is pretty unknown out there, so I wanted to keep it alive and spread the love. Please excuse the live rough recording. I love a rough recording. I'm no pro by any means. Hopefully the audio doesn't do weird stuff, because it's on SoundCloud, and I have to link the website to SoundCloud, and sometimes it starts playing. Yeah, stop that. Don't do that.
Dude.
Also, chat's like, not one of the greats. I think it's it. I think it's one of the greats.
Is it one of the greats?
I think Chrono Trigger it is. I remember like Brad brought it, and I was like, oh, low blow, dude.
Once Resident Evil 1 and 4 made it in, I was like, alright, we're done here.
Yeah, it's definitely in there.
Official Hall of Greats.
Nice. piano so much. It's such a great instrument. It's the only instrument I ever like actually kind of played at some point.
So professional.
I love the multiple shout-outs too. Chrono Trigger shout-out. Klutz shout-out from OC Remix.
Heck yeah. Whew.
The raw recording. I love
Emotions.
everything about that.
So many emotions right now.
Definite emotions. So the funny thing is, JoJo, I actually put your photos in. I just completely, man, I triple check this list every time, and somebody slips through the cracks every time. There's so much like A to B, A to B, A to B.
Yeah. A lot of logistics, Jones. You're doing.
But we
you're
got
doing great.
JoJo's photos ready. I did put them in.
Nice.
And I'll throw the first one up.
Oh.
You're gonna love it. Hey Brandon, JoJo Denko. Hey Brandon and Mike, I'm currently in Paris with my wife, and we discovered that giant building from Mission Impossible Fallout was currently an ice skating nightclub. We immediately ran there and had an absolute blast. When we got in, we could only think of Huber. You see why when you look at the pics. Bonus Notre Dame pick because it reminded me of Bloodborne.
So sick.
Can you tell right away? Can you tell why? Can you tell why? Can you tell why now? Can you tell? Let's get closer. Enhance.
Respect it. Respect the bear.
So I'm guessing that's the big dance scene. That was cool. That was a really cool location. You know what killed me though? Is you goes into this club. There are like a billion people there,
And
dude.
no one's using
Like,
the bathroom? I
No
know.
one's
I
in
know.
the bathroom.
I know. I know.
Dude, I
Totally.
have been to venues 100th of that
100th,
size.
and the line out the door.
For the bathroom.
For sure.
It's so funny. And it's so funny because Mission Impossible in general just really stretches,
Yeah.
you know, your reasoning. Love you guys. Andrew Gottlieb, a.k.a. JoJo's Denko. Thank you.
So awesome.
So yeah, apologies
That
for
is a
missing that.
beautiful bear.
And finally.
My
just, you know,
goodness.
boom. Yeah. Bloodborne, baby.
Dude. Assassin's Creed right there.
Yeah. All right. Time to move on to video. And Huber, I need you to entertain everyone while I research really quick.
Alrighty.
Wait, let me go. Sorry.
It's an Ice Hue Bear. So, counting down the days. Aquaman. Aquaman, dude. It's so fun. It's a fun ride. See it in the theater if you can. You know? Get those effects. Those big budget feel the kill effects. You got to do it. It's a fun ride. Script and acting a little lacking, but that's not why we're there, chat. We're there for the action, the wonder, the escape, taking me to places that I could never go, like the trench. Underwater. Dude, Black Manta, unreal hype. Really wanted to see Mortal Engines. It slipped through the cracks. Gonna see Bumblebee with Bossman tomorrow. If that's not a reason to get up in the morning, I don't know what is, chat. Hope he doesn't flake out.
Dude, those Mortal Engine scores are not good here.
I know, but neither were the
refuse.
Jupiter Ascending scores, or the
dude,
Lone
don't-
Ranger, or the Speed Racer or scores.
Speed Racer's the only one I'll give you out of that list that you just gave. It's the only one. And I haven't even seen Jupiter Ascending, but I'll get to that one of these days. All right. Time for our last category, videos. Dominic Barlow, letting the work speak for itself. No comment, just dropping the video. Enjoy.
Dude, let's go.
Let's start the trickster game. It's showtime.
Brotherhood.
Watch that transition to Revelations. I love this.
Dude, swing.
Good edit.
I only hit like 40 something this year. Let's see if they top me.
I don't have the energy to count. I like it when people do it. It's fun.
I just keep a document.
Brothers.
I keep a Word document every time I beat a game. I throw it in there.
Did you see that Brothers prep for a way out?
That's sick. Let's go. Getting caught up here. I like it. Dude, fragmentary passage.
Also, this is all from your playthroughs? Awesome. Yes, the prep.
Good shot right there. Praise it.
Mr. Shifty. So simple and so fun. The prep.
Love the prep here. Just getting all caught up. Great.
Really good.
So great.
Christian Marshall. Hi, Brandon. Hi, Mike. I've always loved video game tournaments, and for that reason, your group streams bring me the most joy. Twice a year, I host a tournament myself called the Juan Zimmer Championships. Juan Zimmer is the German word for living room. Usually 12 to 20 of my friends fight in this event for the championship belt, a trophy very similar to your EZA belt. And for everyone who can't participate that day, I stream the whole thing on YouTube. For every championship, I produce a short movie as an opener that is revealed at the start of the event. Last time, I took photographs from some of the usual combatants, gave each a unique superpower, and put them in a 2-minute anime series intro-style movie against each other. I hope you like it. Keep up the excellent group streams. Your Mario Party was a blast. If you'd like a suggestion for upcoming tournaments, hidden in plain sight, especially its death race mode. Love and respect, and all the best, Electro Sportler. P.S. The song in my movie is a track from an actual anime series. Hopefully we don't go flying for it. We actually have one, if not two, videos coming up that I cannot play the music for because we can't. But there's so much sound effects and stuff in this one. I think this one might pass. It's also on Vimeo, which is an enemy to grabbing video footage. So let's see if I can do this. There we go. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. He's probably talking over this part. Get ready.
So insane already.
It's really good. It's better than anything we've ever produced here. It's dog shit.
探せた喜ぶ銀河の果てまでも
Yeah, how about that, huh?
Yeah.
You pumped?
Yeah,
I want to watch that now.
me too. That was insane.
Coming in from Rick Hogue. You know him, you love him. I'm really quite proud of these video essays I did to celebrate Game of the Year 2018. Feel free to pick your favorite 3 minutes. I love the cockiness from Hogue. Like, yeah, I did a bunch. Watch them all. Pick your fave. Like, oh, Hogue. So, I naturally grabbed this one. I thought you'd appreciate it.
Nice.
Jolly.
Very. Number 8. Number 8. All
Yeah,
right.
Far Cry's number 7 out of nowhere. But no, I'm kidding. Who knows? Actually, it might be.
So I'm a man now. Like you?
No. We are not men. We are more than that.
By the end of 2010's God of War 3, the entire Greek pantheon had been decimated, the world torn asunder, all at the hands of Sony mainstay character and sometimes mascot Kratos, in an act, or really series of acts, of irredeemable rage.
Say it.
Kratos was Sony's own Joker, just wanting to watch the world burn, and burn it he did. Kratos was not a nice guy, and frankly, by the end, was not particularly nice to play as. The Joker isn't the protagonist after all.
By the discipline, the self-control of the one who wields it.
By 2018, the world had changed, and there really was no place for the rage monster that Kratos had become. Which is why our number 8, Sony Santa Monica's God of War, following the popular reboot trend of renaming a product after its first iteration, gives us a Kratos almost unrecognizable to what came before.
True nature, your true nature fights within him.
Moving to a new pantheon, the Norse, 2018's God of War changes the entire perspective of the series, in more ways than one.
The same mistake. Have faith.
Good trailer.
in him.
It's
Anchored
underneath
by
all
his
of this.
relationship with his son, new character Atreus, Kratos is no longer fueled by rage, but instead by an overriding sense of mourning for his newly dead wife, and almost confusion as he tries to grapple with the trials and triumphs of fatherhood, while fending off monsters, demigods, and the occasional world serpent.
You said I was cursed. You think I'm weak because I'm not like you.
Unfortunately, as good and as interesting as the characterization is, the actual plot of God of War largely revolves around finding MacGuffins, and red herring MacGuffins, and red herring pathways to get to red herring MacGuffins. While the makers of the game were clearly more interested in exploring the father-son Kratos-Atreus dynamic, the end result is a plotline that winds up feeling a bit like 30-plus hour prologue to the real story.
Agree to disagree.
The gods of these realms don't take kindly to outsiders, trust me. When they find you, and they will, they'll make things difficult.
Undeniably beautiful, this new God of War occurs almost entirely in real time, pulling off the particularly interesting technical feat of making the entire game look like it's occurring in one single seamless virtual camera shot. Like the first 2 games on our list, if you enjoy seeing new and interesting places, God of War is a fantastic place to visit, though it does require players to circle the same slightly modified lake area, perhaps 1 or 2 too many times.
Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
All of those, obviously, there's more of that series. If you want to check it out, you can go to Rick's YouTube channel.
That was excellent.
Yeah, Rick, I love it. Yeah, again, I love goaties. I love
Really
people,
excellent stuff.
Talking about all your stuff. I love critical reviews. I haven't checked the score, actually. I've watched part of the video, but when they reviewed Red Dead, he was like, agree to disagree. And I'm like, oh, yeah, critical reviews, let's do it. Give me those hot takes. I still haven't seen that infamous Rockstar's gameplay is outdated. Somebody brought that up in the Cup of Jones, and I haven't seen. Have you heard of that video? It's
No.
got like 2 million views.
Whoa.
Somebody was like, Rockstar needs to outdate themselves. And it's
Whoa.
like, I disagree.
GTA 6, perhaps.
Shubankar Parajat. Schumacher, I apologize. He did a Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer, and I love fan trailers. I love Red Dead. I love Red Dead 2 fan trailers. Uses a song that's not non-showcase friendly. So I will show the video from it. Actually, while I'm reading the comment, and I invite all of you to go check it out. I think that might be YouTube. Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, that might not be it. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Yeah, that might be another video. Maybe I'll load it up before we take off, but you can check out the video. Happy New Year's, allies. First of all, thanks for your feedback on my Last of Us trailer last month, Brandon. It's been a few weeks since I made my last trailer, but your feedback really propelled me to get back into it, so I made a new one. This time I chose Red Dead Redemption 2 because A, it's one of the greatest games ever made. Obviously, and B, while rewatching John Wick, I realized I could make the song that I went on to use work with Red Dead Redemption 2 well enough. Nice. Anyway, I tried to make Brandon's feedback from last month into taking his feedback into account as well. I hope it's a better trailer. I hope you enjoy it. Love and respect. I did enjoy it. I did. Yeah, it was definitely an improvement from the last month. Apologies that we can't watch it, but maybe I'll throw it up before the showcase is over. But it does have music that we can't use. Murbarak Al-Kuzi. Hello, Brandon and Huber. I've been a fan of GT since 2008. I am 21 now. It was my main gaming outlet, and it introduced me to E3, so thank you. I got really sad when GT ceased to be. It felt like there was nowhere else to go. I've been watching only Easy Allies since day one, but I could not pledge because I don't have disposable income. Love the group streams and all the podcasts. You are an important part of my daily routine. I finally finished my game. I've been working on it for the past year and a half. I can only work on summertime due to my education. Thank you very much for filling the lonely hours making the game. Here is the trailer. First time editing a video. It's not out yet, even though the trailer says so, just facing some achievements hiccups. The game is a two-player versus game where one player controls the hero and one player controls the portal to spawn monsters in real time. Whoa. Combine multiple monsters with different abilities, devise plans to corner the hero and seize victory. Or be the hero and survive the onslaught of monsters. It would mean the world to me if you try it. It requires two controllers. Love and respect, Murbarak S. Al-Kuzi. And here we go.
Dude.
Only sound effects. No music in this trailer, but it's raw, and I like it. Check out this crazy game.
You had me
Hero
at
versus
couch.
I thought they'd have you at Monsters.
Yeah.
Ooh, one of those looked like a little Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Oh my.
Dude.
Whoa. Or you can spawn the monsters. Kind of a Lemmings vibe a little bit.
Yeah. What a great idea, though.
Yeah, the animation is crazy. Whoa.
Good level variety.
Yeah.
Here. Slime monster.
Nothing beats cloudy mountains in the background. Yeah, there he is. Look at that guy. Don't panic. Look at that dude. Whoa. I love his like glaive. What is that crazy thing?
This looks so jolly.
Couch versus. So not on Steam Early Access yet.
But it's coming?
And
Dude, sick.
very, very jolly for your first game, and especially your first trailer.
Yeah. Well done.
Even like a drone, even just you put some kind of bed, some kind of music underneath there, I think could help that really pop. But yeah, that is a very curious looking game. Thank you for making that a part of the showcase.
Dude.
All right, four more.
Game
Joseph
maker.
Caruso. I was tempted to repeat myself last year and make a comment about the upcoming trip to MagFest, but I see at least one other patron is doing a great job explaining the joys of the annual event for me. So instead, I just want to inform Huber that at MagFest 2013, Kuzo Yoshiro of Streets of Rage fame did some live DJing of his own music. And it was euphoric to dance with a big crowd to tracks like Go Straight from Streets of Rage 2. Here's a clip of it, starting at the 25-minute mark. Again, we're playing with fire a lot in this particular episode of the showcase. I think we're okay because this is a live performance. Less than 2 minutes in, you'll see someone holding up a fake pipe, and the crowd is chanting "pipe, pipe," from Joseph Caruso. And if it's let me just make sure the whole thing is lined up. We're at the 25, yeah. So you would recognize this immediately.
Immediately. Dude, it's going down, Jones. He will be on the Streets of Rage 4 soundtrack. It's gonna happen. Wait for the announcement. Just wait for it, chat. Believe. So rad. The pipe.
There's the pipe.
Madman, dude. Boss incoming.
This is an extremely long clip. I wanted to make sure you check that part out. That's like an hour and a half. If you want to watch the whole thing, it has the whole performance in there.
Dude.
All right. 3 to go. Super 3 Cow. Hello, Brandon and Huber. I'm sorry for these 2 months in a row. Never be sorry for these. Super 3 Cow. I feel like these videos are against the normal rules. This is different this time, though, and I really didn't want to wait 9 months to show Huber this game. Please enjoy. Yeah.
Hello, Brandon Jones and
if you've
Michael
seen
Huber.
these.
Instead of my usual update video, I will instead be performing a single song for you. After
Oh.
weeks of trying to decide between two very good songs,
Look at this
I
crazy
finally
game,
chose
dude. You're
a
not prepared.
horror-themed one for Huber.
Good call.
It's not that difficult, I just really like the song. So please enjoy
Not that
The
difficult.
Sign
See
of
how many
Collapse.
errors he makes. Not that difficult.
Okay.
Let's be Wolfgang.
Here we go.
1 minute.
Okay.
Are you ready?
When you see this guy go at the hardest songs in this game, it's a spectacle. It's incredible. I might have to sing this at the concert this year. It's a good one. Yeah, not that hard. Good job.
So sick. Oh my god.
You could be darkness.
Look alive and hold these torches for the
I'm seeing lots of bads.
Wow.
Cal. I'm seeing lots of bads. I'm just saying. Nice. Is he gonna go out without saying anything? Nice.
Amazing. That's so cool.
Really, really, really good.
Oh,
Michelle Jackson with just another game dev update.
That was
Do you go back in the
fantastic.
showcase far enough to get these Updates from Michelle, who's taking us through game dev, taking us through coding and art design and character creation and stuff like that. Love it. So you never know what we're going to get from Michelle.
Hello, everybody. You'll have to forgive my voice a bit this month. I've got a bit of a cold right now. Before I get started, I wanted to answer some questions that I saw come up from the allies and chat last month. First off, starting from last September, all of the music you hear in the background is music I made for the game's soundtrack.
So
the lower
cool.
thirds give the title and the intended purpose of the song. The game itself is an RPG with a turn-based battle system, and the art software I use is Autodesk Sketchbook Pro.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I've
before I
definitely
get
seen
into
one of
the
these.
city builder itself, I'm just going to do a quick rundown of how it was made. With most programs, I start out by taking a lot of paper notes. This is just because I can write a lot faster than I can type, and it's easier for me to sort out my thoughts that way. I first write out the program in VS Code and then transfer it into RPG Maker because VS Code has spelling and syntax check, and I need both of those things very badly. After that's done, I transfer all of my work into common events within RPG Maker itself. It's very convoluted and time-consuming, but it ultimately makes it easier for me to make changes to the formula on the fly, which is really important for balance testing. So now to talk about the city builder itself. In the game's story, the party you control is the ruling body of a small nation that's facing an overcrowding problem and a lack of self-sufficiency.
The plot in this game
Inside
is awesome.
of the story,
it's really,
you're
really,
going
very, very
out,
original.
creating new worlds, clearing those worlds of threats, and building cities in their place once they're habitable.
Awesome.
There will be multiple cities to build in the game. I can't give a hard number of how many right now, but in every city, there are certain things that you'll have to consider while building. The first of those things being meeting the basic needs of the population. There are 4 basic needs: food, housing, education, and medical care. And if you don't build developments to suit those needs, things will go south pretty quickly. The next thing to consider while building is the terrain. I tried to set things up so that the player has to logically think about what makes sense where. Like, for example, a cliffside is a great place for a resort, but a really bad place for a school. The last major thing that you should consider while making your city is the 3 factions that make up your nation. They each have very different tastes and very different feelings about each other, so you should
Uneasy
look at the
lines.
percentage of each faction that makes up a population of a city before making any potentially polarizing decisions. The way that you build your cities can have a tremendous impact on the story, from your approval rating to determining whether or not certain unlockable characters show up. That's gonna do it for me. Happy New Year, everybody. Bye!
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Mishimeji in chat.
Nice.
Yeah, really great. And just I've never seen that overworld effect. You're like adding you have city building stuff. It's crazy. And there's so many things going on in that game. So very impressive. Thank you. Look forward to those every single month. Finally,
You
Felix
missed
Walton.
There was a final bit,
There's a final bit? Oh no! Oh, sorry.
I think. Thank you very much,
Hello,
everyone.
everybody. You'll have to forgive my voice a bit on the story, from your approval rating to
Maybe
determining
not.
whether or not certain unlockable characters show up.
Oh.
That's gonna do it for me. Happy New Year, everybody.
Maybe not.
Bye!
That's it.
Nope.
That is the end of that video.
That's it.
Snuck in a replay of the ending there. I see what you did. Felix Walton with our final video and final submission for this showcase. We did it. We made it. Hi, Brandon and Hubert. It's been a crazy year, as it was my first year at university. I'm doing a media and computer science degree. I thought I would share the first few minutes of a YouTube video that I wrote, voiced, and edited over the past couple months. I hope this doesn't seem too self-promotional, but your content was a big inspiration and got me excited about writing and editing again, so I wanted to show you. The video is called Pepsiman, an excessively deep analysis.
Okay.
Which is pretty self-explanatory. It was really fun to make, and I hope to keep making videos into the new year. So thanks for getting me excited about creating content. This gets me excited about creating content. This gets me excited about drinking Pepsis.
Welcome to my in-depth analysis of Pepsiman for the PlayStation 1. Pepsiman is a promotional game developed by Kid in 1999. It was exclusive to Japan, but they recorded everything in English, so...
Hey, let's start the game!
That's neat. Essentially, you play as Pepsiman, who will be the main focus of this analysis as he runs through various locations and spreads the good word of Pepsi. The game opens with a man purchasing several Pepsi cans at a vending machine, but I don't have too much to say about him at this point, so I'll move on to the first stage. By the way, I'm going to be splitting this analysis into various stages, as I feel like the message of Pepsiman is built up over various sections of the game. The first of these sections is Stage 1. Pepsiman is a power fantasy. I would argue that the first stage of a game is the most important. Not only is it the first impression of gameplay, but it also establishes the message. From the start of the game, Pepsiman exudes power. I wanted to put this off for as long as possible, but it's occurred to me that it's the very first thing you'll see. So let's talk about Pepsiman's physique. For most of the game, we view Pepsiman from behind, so I'll talk about that first. I can't tell if Pepsiman wears an outfit, or if this is indeed skin, but either way he has very prominent muscles. Pepsiman is, in fact, so obscenely ripped that his muscles clip through his other muscles. His back is split between blue and silver. The reason why is unclear. Anyone familiar with Pepsi the drink knows that the logo is made of 3 colors, white, blue, and red. Yet, here in Pepsi the video game's Pepsi the man's back, red is completely absent. My guess is that the designers realized that silver best highlights the glorious ripples of his wicked rhomboids. Moving to the front, you begin to notice that Pepsiman is missing a face, which I think points to the fact that this is a costume and not skin. I'll prove this more definitively later on, but keep it in mind for now. I'm gonna move on from Pepsiman's body now, despite how much fun I'm having, because there's more to talk about. I want to justify my statement that Pepsiman is powerful. What I mean by this isn't just that Pepsiman is physically strong, even though he's absolutely shredded, but that Pepsiman is a very deliberate power fantasy. After all, we aren't just watching Pepsiman, we are the Pepsiman. For anyone unfamiliar, and I'll make this brief because this could get quite long, the term power fantasy refers to the way in which a character appeals to our fantasized view of ourselves, who we wish we could be. A common example of a power fantasy in video games is Kratos from the God of War series. He's ripped, inhumanly strong, possesses seemingly endless stamina, and now he's a hot dad with a sweet beard. A lot of these same points also apply to Pepsiman. Don't laugh, I'm serious.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Really, really, really good.
That game looked fun.
Yeah, no, I'm way down. Sign me up. Also got two comments. One from Jamie Buckley, who just said hold, did not get the final comment. Mr. Dolphin also just said save. I'm assuming there was a content coming from there. Ebo Show schooled me, and I actually tried to look for his comment, but you didn't leave one, Ebo Show. And if you did, it was too late. And that will do it.
Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, I want to
did it.
make sure that all of you go to the comments and look up the video from Shabunkar Parajat, who did a wonderful fan-made trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2 using a song that we unfortunately cannot show. And so it seems silly to show the gameplay and not actually show the music. You need to go check that out. It is very special. And of course, I always appreciate the love for Red Dead Redemption 2. Lots of hot takes. We talked about Shenmue. We talked about Yakuza a lot.
A lot of stuff.
We talked about things that we like, things that we don't. Again, this is a $10 or above tier on patreon.com/easyallies. If you want to be a part of the community showcase for February, sometime in January, you need to make that $10 pledge. And then near the end of the month, I will put up the post called Community Showcase Submissions February 2019, and you can make your submissions there. And then the week following, I will be joined by somebody. I usually have that name ready. I don't know who the next person is going to be.
It's a mystery.
Yeah, feels like it might be a Bloodworth. Feels like, I don't know. I know we just got Ian and Ben and you and Bossman done recently, so I'm not sure who's next.
Shout out to everyone who submitted.
Really,
'Cause, like,
really.
Sharing is very intense, you know, so especially something you created. It's a very, very intense situation. Anxiety, you know, a lot of anxiety there. So just keep on working and keep on submitting and sharing. It's awesome.
And again, you've seen the wide range of stuff that we will accept. You actually had a little bit from every category. Those being screenshots we love, any photographs that you take, art that you're working on, GIFs and anything animated included, videos, any music that you're doing, we will play if we can, if it is something that you have created. And of course, the bulk of this show is just comments. It's just us reading what people are up to, stuff that they want us to talk about, opinions that they want to share. Some of those opinions we agree with, some we don't, but I love to hear them, especially around this time of year as you were looking forward to the new year, wrapping up all of the fun stuff that you did. So thank you to all of you, and thank you to Michael Huber.
Yeah, no thanks needed.
For showing up and for hanging out for a considerable stream. I believe we are currently at 1 hour, 3 hours and 42 minutes.
Like frame trap in here.
It's deep. We do for the showcase, 31 pages to finally get through. And again, if something slipped through the cracks, or if message me, and of course we will make that available. I check the list twice, just like Santa Claus, every single time, and it is a lot of stuff. Not only to write down, copy of the comments over, arrange them in a certain way, get all the media in, get all of that arranged. I try to double check the work, but there is always something that slips through. So, and there are also a lot of people that are potentially watching this video that are at that $10 level that are not a part of the community showcase. A lot of people just kind of jumped in to say hi at the end of the year, but we have a lot of people donating at that level that do not take advantage of the opportunity of being part of the showcase, which means they just want to give us $10 a month and support us, which is always such a wonderful thing, and we really, really appreciate it. For the people that did not or did, thank you for being a part. For people that just showed up live here on Twitch or are watching this after the fact, thank you for enjoying the showcase. We have a lot more fun things. There's a Cup of Jones that is scheduled 17 minutes from now. I think I'll make that. I'm not sure. But if you're watching this on Twitch and you are not a patron of Easy Allies, you can go check out right now, drop a $1, and be a part of our Patreon at patreon.com/easyallies, and then you will get that post and you will be able to join us for Cup of Jones. That is for anybody that just is a patron, that's just $1 and above, can watch our exclusive shows, our spoiler modes that we do at least once a month, and Cup of Jones, which I do every Thursday. Didn't do it this morning because I had a doctor appointment, so I'm going to do it right after this, right after I kick this boy out. That was fun.
It was.
And
always.
That was really jolly. I really
Pleasure.
had a good time.
Every time.
And I had such a fun time with all of you. Be wonderful to each other. Hope you had a wonderful 2018. Have a wonderful 2019. And we will see you next month.